Last weekend, college baseball lost a special member from our Northwest family in Gonzaga. Associate head coach Danny Evans. Evans coached the Bulldogs the past 19 years after graduating from Gonzaga in 2003, where he was a 4-year letter winner. On behalf of everyone at Washington State University, we send our deepest condolences to the Evans family, Gonzaga University, and to everybody around the country who had the pleasure of being around Coach Evans. At this time, we ask that you join us in a moment of silence in remembrance of Coach Danny Evans.
Welcome to Bailey Brayton Field. It's a windy day here on the Palouse. It's the return favor. Cougs take on Gonzaga here today, and it's a chance for redemption for Washington State. It was a really tough ball game in Spokane a few weeks back. 12-0. The Bulldogs got the win over the Cougs on that day. Cougs feature Pac-12 Player of the Week, Jacob McKeon. And it was his hot bat that helped propel Washington State to a series win. Some late-inning heroics here as McKeon hit an 8th-inning, 2-run shot to just about the deepest part of the ballpark. One of 3 home runs McKeon hit in this series in Eugene. And he had just a super hot bat, much like he did last year throughout all of Pac play. The 2-run dinger here, and then Washington State was not done. That cut the deficit from 4-2, and into the 9th. Washington State kept it at 2 runs because of Duke Brotherton, who came out of the bullpen and was fantastic here in this 3rd game in the series against the Oregon Ducks. The top half of the 9th, and Bryce Matthews, the lefty hitter, came on and did part of what he needed to do to help cut into the lead. This is a deep RBI double to right as the relay came around and was not in time. And Washington State cuts it to a 1-run deficit when then Jack Smith comes up to the dish. And Smith digs this one out and has a sacrifice fly to tie the game up and force extra innings. This is also just about to the deepest part of the ballpark. And so the Cougs tie it up at 7 in the 9th. It was in the 10th where plate discipline becomes the key for the veteran Cody Colden. As Colden, with the bases loaded, eyes ball 4, and Washington State takes the lead in the 10th. They lost the first game of this series in extra innings, and now they win the series in Eugene this past weekend in extras, 8-7. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Cougs, and most of the damage done in the 8th, 9th, and then the 10th to win the game. How about Duke Brotherton with 3 scoreless? Bulldogs have had a great stretch here with 6 straight series wins in West Coast Conference play. It's their best start this deep into West Coast Conference play in program history. And it should be a really good ball game, an important one for Washington State here on the Palouse against a high RPI team and a highly ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs squad. Take the field here for the first time and get all warmed up on a blustery, windy day. Mark Mactoff, the skipper for the Zags, and Brian Green were just at the dish exchanging lineup cards, going through some of the ground rules, confirming how the ballpark's been playing, if there are any oddities this year. And now the Cougs have taken the field with the home plate umpire Nolan Early behind the dish. Mike Victor is at first, Tyler Schmidt's at second, and Michael Goebel is at third. If you follow Pac baseball and Coug baseball, those are 4 names that I believe you're familiar with. Victor might be a new one. Schmidt, Goebel, and Early are commonly around Bailey Brayton Field and in the Pac, as Cooper Barnum is getting his final warm-up pitches in here for the Cougs in their home throwback pinstripes. A sharp look here on the Palouse. And defensively for the Cougs, it will be Barnum throwing to Will Cresswell, and that's a little bit different than what has been typical. Cresswell will give Jake Meyer a break today. So Cresswell behind the dish, Jacob McKeon's at first, also a little bit different. Typically that's been Jack Smith. It'll be McKeon today. Kyle Russell's at second. Cody Colden at short and Elijah Hainline at third. And then Bryce Matthews from right to left in the outfield, also a little bit different than what it had been for much of the year. Bryce Matthews in right, Colin Montez is in center, and Justin Vanderbrake is in left. Bobby, is that somewhat similar to what had been working in Eugene? I believe to some degree it is, although Cresswell getting the starting nod at catcher is a little bit different.
Right, and Cresswell did finish the weekend behind home plate the last couple innings of that Sunday win, and did a nice job, knocked down a ball in the dirt if he must. Everything was in the turf, so ball in the dirt, picked it up and threw a guy out at second base trying to advance on a wild pitch to end the ninth inning, to send us the extra inning. So the young catcher showing off his arm, and then he even had a good at-bat there in the 10th inning, got a hit by a pitch, and kind of started the bases loaded rally there in the 10th inning. So Will Cresswell behind home plate, the young freshman, giving him an opportunity to catch a game and also rest Jake Meyer, who started all 3 games over the weekend.
First batter of the ballgame is Enzo Apodaca. Xavier Pinales is the 2-hole hitter, and then Tyler Rando bats third. First pitch of this ballgame, as the shadows already stretch across from third to first, is a strike. Fastball on the outside edge, and we are underway. Barnum at 88 miles an hour on the scoreboard radar gun. For about an hour today, in about an hour, it's going to be hard to field first base. The 0-1 off the end of the bat, lifted foul. And Cresswell delivers the ball back as Barnum's ahead 0-2. So that'll be something that also affects play at first base right around 7 o'clock when the sun really begins to dip. Here's the 0-2 to Apodaca, and that's inside tight. 89 miles an hour, and that's ball number 1.
Yeah, big game for both ball clubs here. Gonzaga with a top 15 throughout most of the polls, ranked as high as 11. So that's what we have listed today. But they're looking to keep pace. They are atop the WCC standings.
1-2's outside, 2-2.
But also looking to add to their resume against the Pac-12 team, and they went and split a 2-game series against the number 2 team in the country, Oregon State, last weekend. So this Gonzaga team looking to build a resume, even on the short list of teams to host.
The 2-2 is off the end of the bat. It is just under the glove of Hainline. Rolls all the way out toward foul territory. Might have tipped his glove. Rounding first and heading into second is Apodaca with a double. And Hainline had that ball well scouted. He was back toward the outfield lip of the turf there, the outfield green, and that ball came bounding off the end of the bat toward him. He just couldn't quite get the webbing on it.
Yeah, one of the left-handed kind of a slap hitter, if you must, for Gonzaga, a little guy, and maybe a little bit sideways spin, kind of spun away from Elijah Hainline, who thought he had a kind of look, one of those things where you look at your glove, like, I swear I was going to center that little backhand and throw it across, but it spun off and down the left field line. Leadoff double for Gonzaga.
First pitch to Pinales is driven into center field. Montez has a beat on it, and he squeezes it in right center and then tosses it in as Apodaca advances. So the Zags have a runner at third and only one down just like that. Montez read that well off the end of the bat there. That was barreled out toward right center. Tyler Rando is up into the box now. Rando is hitting .328 on the year, a couple of home runs and 19 runs driven in. Actually, the pitcher, Cade McGee, is on deck. Top power hitter for the Bulldogs. Reminds me a lot of Bobby Dahlbeck, third baseman and pitcher. And the pitch to Rando is outside for ball number 1, fastball away.
I'm just trying to think of the last time we had a guy start, a two-way guy start. Dahlbeck would kind of close things out, if I remember correctly.
What about Ryan Nelson?
There you go.
The Oregon Duck.
Guy throwing 100.
He hit 101 on the Oregon radar gun on the scoreboard. Now, it's hard to know if that's what it really is. Pitches touched back. Sometimes the scoreboard gun can be a little bit off, but it said 101 on the gun there. You don't see that very often.
What I do know is there's not a giant yellow highlighter O in the middle of our center field today. So that has been nice.
I'd be shocked to see that in Pullman. That would be surprising. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Rando. Runner on third is Apodaca. And the pitch is swung on and pulled foul down the left field line. Counts 1-2.
So there's a couple changes since the last time you were in Eugene. So a little shorter fence height-wise and distance-wise out there. I don't know if it affected the 8 home runs that the Cougs hit. Oregon only hit 1 over the weekend, but but a lot more highlighter logos around the field at PK Park. So one of the prettier parks in the conference around the West Coast, but a bit brighter. So I'm glad we're out of there.
The 1-2. Good stop by Cresswell, first base side. Into the turf, counts 2-2 off-speed pitch there. How does that affect the pro team that's in the ballpark there, or does it not?
That was one of the questions we were trying to have answered. So what are they able to do branding-wise? I mean, it was O was stitched in there, so the big highlighter O out there, and the logos around foul territory. So maybe they play with it. Maybe they change their uniforms to gold and green. 2-2
pitch is off the hands, lifted foul territory, and it is bouncing on the turf there as the first baseman, McKeon, couldn't quite get there. And so we'll redo the 2-2. That was in on the hands of Rando. Good pitch there by Barnum.
Yeah, a couple good pitches here, down and in. So I've only been able to pull them foul or nearly got out of that with the jam job, a soft pop-up to the infield. But just enough. It falls out of the reach of Jacob McKeon. So let's see if Cooper Barnum can execute a two-strike pitch with the runner on third base.
2-2 count, one down. Bulldogs threatening early on a crisp day here, an evening on the Palouse with some wind to right. The 2-2 fouled back into the netting. Pitch at 89 up in the zone. Cougs have the bullpen warming up here. That's to be expected. They want Barnum to get through this first, and then he's done his job. And he's got a runner on third that he's trying to hold. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've mostly seen fastball from Barnum. High 80s. And the righty deals. Strike 3, outside corner. Off-speed pitch catches the edge. And they're 2 down here in the first. And now Cade McGee steps into the box.
A pretty pitch, been trying to go in throughout the most of the at-bat, and then he breaks off a beautiful breaking pitch in the outer half, and Will Cresswell caught it nicely, good frame job, brought it back just enough and to get the call. So a big second out there for Cooper Barnum.
So 2 down here. Apodaca holds there on third base, and Barnum has a chance to get out of this thing. A leadoff double, runner on third, 2 down. The pitch is popped up, foul out of play, first base side, as that arcs on top of the dugout, the Gonzaga road dugout. Bulldogs road blue uniforms, no names on the back, red numbers, with gray pants, and they have red and blue trim down those pants. Some of the Bulldogs have the pants pulled up knee high, and some of them have them all the way down. And Cooper Barnum and the Cougs almost in unison. I believe actually all of them do have the pants pulled up knee high with the solid crimson socks. And Barnum comes set. Here's the 0-1 to McGee, righty hitter, hitting .339, 6 homers, really good power. The pitch fouled back behind home plate, and the count's 0-2. So Barnum's ahead, and a chance to strand a runner on third. And Anthony Claggett and the Cougs would feel really good about this if they can keep it at 0.
That's just what I was going to say. What a big boost this would be for Cooper Barnum's confidence in this pitching staff and head coach Brian Green, Anthony Claggett, kind of everybody, if he can execute this 2-strike pitch.
Here's the 0-2, 2 down, runner on third. Barnum tosses. Fouled off, first base side. McGee's not going to make it easy. All things considered, actually, the stands are starting to fill in a little bit with some of the locals.
Right, it wasn't looking too good about a half an hour ago. I guess everybody went home and grabbed some family or grabbed an extra jacket or blanket and made their way to Bailey Brayton. So, big moment here early on.
0-2 count here, 2 down. The pitch, that bounces first base side. Good backhand swipe by Cresswell. He's had a couple of those now already in the first inning. And that's held the runner there at third. So back in the box digs Cade McGee. 1-2 count here, 2 down. Cougs are 16-22 on the year. Bulldogs are 25-11. Pitch bounces into Cresswell again. And the Cougs are creeping up toward 500. It was a real dismal stretch. Just hard to lose 12 straight. It's going to take a while. I mean, that's the understatement of the year. But it's just going to take you a long time to get back toward 500. The Cougs are doing just that. Creeping their way back there. Really in the hardest part of the year. Going on the road. Top 10 teams. Still have to go to Los Angeles. The 2-2 is pulled into left, got a bad beat on it. Now into the glove it goes for Justin Vandenbrink, and Barnum does the job and holds the runner at third. Bottom half next. First look at Cade McGee on the hill as the Cougs keep it scoreless after a leadoff double.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
Cade McGee's on the hill here for the Bulldogs, and it is McGee throwing to Ezra Sampiri, the catcher for Gonzaga. First baseman from right to left in the infield, it'll be Tyler Rando at first, with Xavier Pinales at second, and then Shea Kramer, the Utah transfer, at third base. Connor Cabales is at short. Right to left in the outfield for the Bulldogs, Grayson Sterling is in right, Enzo Apodaca is in center, and Logan Johnstone is in left. If you are watching the feed online, as well as listening to this radio broadcast, we appreciate you tuning in however you are. You saw the defensive graphic there. Jared Prengruber, our man behind the camera, does a great job of the video production. As the Cougs are about to take the plate here, and Bobby, this is a Cougar baseball team that's starting to have a little bit of swag. You get a runner at third base against the 11th ranked team in the country with only one down, shut it down, keep it scoreless, get the bats up to the plate here.
Yeah, kind of, it's simple when you break it down, but a lot of strikes that inning, and then a nice job by Will Cresswell to block a couple two-strike pitches, and just playing good baseball there in the first inning with the man on third base. So a big moment early on, and it's won by the Cougs.
So here's Cody Colden now. And he digs in with a 1-0 count. Fastball that was high. McGee's second. That pops the mid in the zone, and the count's 1-1.
Yeah, Cody with a number of good at-bats over the weekend in Eugene. None bigger than his last one. A bases loaded walk that he earned. Fouled off a number of tough pitches, and then saw one low and away and brought in the go-ahead run.
1-1 inside. Oh, it plunks him in the back. And Cody Colden takes first. That was a breaking ball that just did not snap off. It's kind of a crisp night. That ball, you could see from the jump, it just wasn't going to break. And Cody Colden's at first base.
That's something to keep an eye on. This is more than a breeze. So a wind right into the pitcher's face and blowing out to right. And in steps some big power. Left-handed power hitter who hit two home runs in the series weekend in Eugene.
Yeah, here's Bryce Matthews into the box. Off of first goes Colden. And McGee, first base side of the hill, tosses to Matthews. Swung on and grounded right side of the infield. Backhand sliding, stopped by Pinales. Throws to second for one. Turn to first, not in time. Matthews beats it down the line, legs it out. Rolled over that first pitch toward the right side of the infield. And a good one sliding stop there by Pinales to get the lead out.
Yeah, pretty play by Pinales, going to his left and then spins and delivers a strike. Just kind of a couple long throws there. Too late to get Bryce Matthews down the line at first, who runs well. And in steps another big hitter, and Jack Smith.
Jack Smith digs in, hitting .368. And a fly ball to right would be his first home run of the year. And the pitch, or the throw over to first and sliding back is Matthews. Smith's never been a huge home run power guy. Still is surprising that he doesn't have any this year, and you'd think he's due.
Yeah, there's been so much really loud, solid contact. Just waiting to get one. Hopefully today's the day.
Pitch to him. Swing and a miss in the turf. What is the limit in the big leagues? What is the point at which, with the way the game is played now, where the average is high enough so you don't have to hit home runs?
to be a regular big league starter, Bobby? What do you think?
That is a great question. I would think an average like 368, but what would a guy like Tony Gwynn be worth? Would he make a roster?
I mean, he's not going to.
It's not that bizarre of a question.
Yeah, how do they scout him, and where does he fit?
8 and 9 hole guys are hitting 15 to 20 home runs that year and hitting 200.
Or does he have to adjust? The 0-1 is swung on and grounded foul. You'd think that he could. I mean, he's really maybe the best contact hitter ever.
Yeah, he's definitely in the discussion.
In the modern era, right, at least, and depending on how far back you want to go with that debate. But at minimum, he's one of them.
Right.
And so the question is, if he's that good of a hitter, he probably could have hit more home runs. Mm-hmm. And would he have had to in the way the game is played? Runner on first, the 0-2, low and away 1 and 2. But he would just touch pitches to right, the opposite way.
And what would a guy like Ichiro kind of now? A couple of years ago, he's getting 200 hits a year, hitting all fields or hit a ball right in the ground and beat it out to first base. And would people still value a guy like Ichiro?
Here's the 1-2. This is touched foul, first base side.
Did you see he threw out the first pitch the other day? Like 92.
Was it really? I couldn't tell if that was a joke or not.
I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, but he was sure acting
like
it. Yeah.
It looked good on the outside edge. He was in full uniform. Mm-hmm. Loved that, too. The thing about Ichiro that is even better than him just being so good, he just seems like the best guy. He's such a great personality. Yeah, runner on first, and the 1-2 is chopped foul, third base side. Inside off speed pitch there, and Smith staying alive here with 2 strikes. 1 down in a scoreless game. We're just underway. Lights are on here at Bailey Brayton Field to try to fight some of that glare that beams at that right side of the infield over the next half hour or so. Really starts up in about 10 minutes. Throw to first once again, and Matthews slides back.
A big at bat here. You get a hitter at the plate right now, hitting 368 and coming off another big weekend. But the guy on deck has probably got the attention of a lot of people, especially in that Gonzaga dugout, and Jacob McKeon.
Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Smith. Breaking ball is touched into right field. It's slicing down into the glove of Grayson Sterling. And there's the second out. The wind hurt Jack Smith
and
there.
The other day there, that may be a ball in the gap, almost splits the outfielders, but just kept hanging up there, and outfielders playing deep because of the wind. Is this right fielder and center fielder playing so deep because of the wind? Kind of robbed Jack Smith there, who centered that one up pretty well. But in steps the Pac-12 Player of the Week.
Jacob McKeon, 4 homers now on the year, 33 hits, hitting .317. That's up about 30, 40 points over the last few weeks. There's a strike on the outside edge. And a fastball's in the zone. The count's 0-1. McKeon last year was right around 350 in pack play. So he's doing it once again now. Back end of this year. Off of first is Matthews. The 0-1. Big cut and a miss. And the count's 0-2. Breaking ball from McGee, who looks good here on the hill for the Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm. Good job of locating. Been just off the plate, enough to entice these Cougar hitters the last couple at bats to swing, but nothing they can touch.
0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did on the appeal to first. And Mike Fichter says, yeah, he went around, and that retires the side. We go to the second, scoreless here on the Palouse.
Everybody knows you shouldn't retire until you're 65.
Buying a house? 20% down or nothing, bud.
It's easy. Put your money into savings and never touch it.
There's a lot of questionable money advice out there. For financial knowledge that can help you reach your version of success, come to Gisa Credit Union. We can walk you through everything you need to feel confident about your finances. There's a healthier approach to money. Find it at Gisa Credit Union. Gisa is an equal opportunity lender.
You may be eager to break ground on a new outdoor project, but never just start digging. Buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
So we go to the second inning, and it is Cooper Barnum on the hill to get things started for Washington State. And Barnum is just giving you extra cherries on top here by making it into the second inning. The Cougs feel great about Barnum keeping it scoreless and stranding a runner on third through one. And now working here into the second after getting the job done, Barnum will throw to 5, 6, and 7 in the Bulldog lineup. Shea Kramer, Connor Cabalas, and Ezra Sampiri are due up here for the Bulldogs. Into the box digs Grayson Sterling, hitting .299 on the year. Fastballs high and away. And Barnum is behind 1-0 to start. It's his 20th pitch of this outing here for the Cougs. Barnum shakes off one sign. He starts first base side of the hill and deals. There's a strike on the outside edge, a fastball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And Bobby Barnum's now giving you extra from what you'd hoped for. You get through the first inning unscathed after a leadoff double down the left field line. 1-1 comes in high, 2-1. Peel down the third. No, he did not go around. That's the right call. Counts 2-1.
Yeah, Barnum's been fun to watch this year. The sophomore right-hander, one of the second-ranked right-handed prospect in state of Washington a couple years ago, has kind of turned a corner here last couple weeks.
2-1 pitch is swung out and missed.
Started the season with a pair of scoreless appearances at Hawaii and Long Island down in Peoria. And, it's worked 2 innings, struck out 2 against Wichita State, and then had a 3-inning outing against number 4 Oregon State, where he kind of emerged and has continued to take good steps.
Here's a 2-2 pitch now from Barnum. That's outside and high, 3-2. He's got a lot of athleticism in his family. Big brother Brody.
I saw Brody walking in. There he is, sitting. You can't really miss Brody right here. It's just looking like he could still play here or maybe over in Giesa Field.
Casual 6-5. The 3-2's high and outside, ball 4. And so Grayson Sterling goes to first. Of course, their father coaches Portland State Viking football. And every Coug in America has a bone to pick with Coach Barnum for 2015. Got him back a little bit. Last year, they had a really good QB, Davis Alexander. Mm-hmm. What an arm on Alexander. Really tough kid, too.
I think I've been able to see Bruce a couple times on the road this year. He had spring ball early on.
Pitch to Shea Kramer's high and outside.
Or early spring ball, if you will, so that he's been able to come over and watch Cooper a couple times here in Pullman, but to see him in Seattle, saw him this past weekend in Eugene, so pretty cool to... He's been able to move his schedule around and come watch his youngest, Cooper Barnum.
That's awesome. Had a chance to see him in Corvallis. Everybody loves Coach Barney. Everybody knows him. Here's the 1-0 to Kramer. Swing and a miss. And counts 1-1 here. And he may be locked in right now with his son Cooper on the bump, getting the start here tonight. Not for nothing. That was a 9-win Cougar team that won the bowl game.
A guy by the name of Luke Falk at quarterback, Gabe Marks at receiver, and then the defensive coordinator was a guy named Alex Grinch. Where'd he end up?
Here's the 1-1. That's outside, 2-1. It very well could have been a 10, could have been an 11-win Cougar football team. That was a really good squad. So 2 balls and a strike here to Kramer, and Sterling's off of first. Wind is really whipping out to right now. Every flag is just hammering out there toward right field. Throw to first, tags applied. Back goes Sterling. Good throw there by Barnum. Good move. So 2 balls and a strike in this scoreless game. We're just underway in the second inning.
Sounded like the Coug legend Luke Falk put on a show a little bit at the spring game. He showed up and dropped the ball in the bucket, little competition on the field. Is that what it sounded like?
Sure did, yeah. And, of course, everybody loves Luke Falk. 2-1 swung on and missed. Snapped a curve off there. Great pitch from Barnum. Counts 2-2. Yeah, Falk came out, and I said on the telecast, he'd done it all the time in practice. They used to run the...
That was the Graham Harrell.
The bucket
Harrell
drill. Yeah, literally drop the ball in the bucket and from increasing distance away as part of a competition. The 2-2. Comes into the turf. Good stop by Cresswell. And so Falk did just that about probably 40 yards away. And he missed the first few, and he kept missing in the same spot, and then he drilled it. And he came on the interview with Ryan Leaf and said he was mad at himself, because it took him 9 times or whatever it was. But Luke's great. Had a chance to see him at the QB Classic the night before, throw to first, and back goes Sterling. And recently engaged, and he's doing just great. He's running some QB coaching. All-time leader in pack history in yards and
QB4 training, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So Falk doing big things as usual.
3-2, just touchback foul, and it bounces off the top of the padding there back toward the catcher Cresswell. Counts 3-2. Said on the telecast, tell me if you agree. Is Falk's arm strength underrated?
I would think so. You're putting it everywhere you want it. Did he ever underthrow anybody?
Right.
Right. He put the ball everywhere you wanted it to go.
He could really drive the deep.
And I think the deep ball, the over the shoulder to Dom Williams and Luke Falk that whole year. That's Oregon.
Yeah, great play. Great game there. The 3-2, low ball 4. And so back-to-back free passes to start the second here for Cooper Barnum. Just lost
Oregon.
him.
You can ask USC.
Yep, 2017.
Yeah, you can ask the Ducks a couple times. You can ask the Beavs 4 times.
His best games were really against the Beavs. As the infield converges, numbers against Oregon State are wild for Luke Falk. Anthony Claggett comes out. He may make a call to the pen. He keeps looking that way.
Yeah, Cooper Barnum's so effective that first inning with locating that breaking pitch and kind of filled up the strike zone and challenged the Gonzaga hitters, and that's who was able to put up a 0. But here it's been missing everything kind of down in the zone, and the result's been a couple long at-bats, and then it loses both hitters. But
he makes the call.
We're going to make a move here after the first 2 Gonzaga hitters reach.
All right, let's take a pitching change, and we'll come back. Cooper Barnum will go back to the dugout as Washington State and the Bulldogs are scoreless here in the second. 2 runners on for Gonzaga.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. We view our role as that of a partner. What we earn here, we invest here, just as we have for more than 130 years.
McGregor's gives back to the community. When my oldest son was in grade school, McGregor's even sponsored his AU basketball, supporting FFA, all that stuff. So it's not just that they're in the chemical business, they are in the community business.
The McGregor Company, dedicated people who care.
I'm Jeff Anderson. Dad started doing business with McGregor Company for 40 years. We've been with them ever since.
So Tyler Haft comes on to the bump now for Washington State in a bit of a tough spot. Runners on first and second, and nobody down. And the numbers on Haft here in the year, 5.75 ERA. This is his 21st appearance. 20 and a third innings, 20 Ks, 12 walks, 28 hits. And a record of 1-2. So 3 decisions, 2 have gone against him. And he is the righty that's inherited Sterling on second, Kramer on first. And as scheduled, it'll be Connor Cabalas into the batter's box here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
as Haft tries to hold these runners. Go ahead, Bobby, please.
Sorry, Matt. But, Haft's the early season, a couple inflated numbers that kind of helped inflate that ERA, a couple big innings. But 7 of his last 9 appearances have been scoreless. Worked 3 times last week. Started the Wednesday win at Seattle U, then made a pair of appearances against Oregon, including an inning in the third scoreless in Sunday's series clinching win. So Haft, another sophomore right-hander, along with Cooper Barnum, who's kind of earned these opportunities, high leverage situations coming in looking to get some outs, need to strike out right away, and it's been Haft so far the last couple weeks.
So Haft is the guy, and actually this signals to me that Brian Green and Anthony Claggett very much care about this game. Not that they wouldn't have cared anyway had another pitcher come in, but you can say for sure that Haft is a guy that throws very meaningful innings this year.
Right.
And this is very important to them as
one of the first guys out of the bullpen the last couple weeks, and here he is again.
And I hope you understand what I'm saying when I say they care about the game. They always care about the game, but sometimes Tuesday midweeks they want to preserve the bullpen just for the weekend.
They'll mean a little bit different things to a team like Tennessee or UCLA, where the midweeks are a chance to get some guys in innings or opportunities. They're working on stuff. This is a big game for both.
Pitch to Cabales. Bunt is shown, pulled back, but it's a strike. At 93 from Haft, he's really worked on that. That's way up from last year, the year before, I believe.
And that's part of the excitement you have in this ball club. A number of these young guys have taken a step from last year. And so, guys, if you can see it in the weight room, now you can kind of see it in the scoreboard, the miles per hour, and then the strikeout numbers are up.
So Sterling's off second, Kramer's off first. The 0-1 from Haft. Bunt shown again. It is put into play. Left side of the infield. Scooped up by Hainline. Throws to first, and it's in and out of the glove of Russell covering second. Everybody's safe. And the bases are now loaded full of Bulldogs. You wonder if Russell couldn't see that baseball because of that glare that I talked about at the start of the game. It can be really hard this time of day to field first base. And we've seen a lot of E3s and errors at first this time of year, this time of night.
That's just a little confusing. Nice job by Elijah Hainline to pounce on that, throw a strike over there. But, Kyle Russell, a play where he hasn't we haven't seen that mistake before. So a little bit of a miscue, and, probably battling the sun a little bit, and just slips off the glove. So big situation here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Even the catcher, Cresswell, can't see. He's looking and shielding his eyes toward the dugout. It's just really hard to see right now when you look from first to third. And so it's an error on Kyle Russell, E4 at first base. The 1-0 to Sampieri comes in low 2-0. Fastball in the turf. And what's really hard about this now for the Cougs is it's walk error that's loaded the bases. And now you're in a really tough spot with nobody down here in a scoreless game, and it's going to be hard to keep it that way. Sampieri's got a 268 average in the box right now. The 2-0. Swung on a tipped foul first base side.
You're always hesitant, maybe a little bit leery, extra leery on a day like this. Some free passes, because a fly ball to right field could cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's really whipping out to right. Sampieri, a couple of homers this year. 22 hits on the season. So Sterling's on third, Kramer's on second, and Cabales is on first. And the 2-1 swing and a miss. Heater at 95 on the gun. Might have caught a little of the bat there on the inside part, where Haft just really ratcheted it up. Counts 2-2. That is a beautiful heater on the inside edge at the knees. Haft has a little shimmy when he takes the sign. Gets locked in, the 2-2. Check swing, did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike three, and Tyler Haft has the first out here in the second.
Really good stuff by Tyler Haft. The first couple pitches in the mid-90s, you mentioned it, touched 95, and then you break off a slider on the outside half, and tough to lay off. You have to get your swing started when the guy's throwing that hard, and then all of a sudden you see it break at the last second off the plate. Too tough to hold up.
So Logan Johnstone comes in now. Bases loaded, 9-hole hitter. The pitch to him. Foul tip to the backstop. 94 on the radar gun. And Tyler Haft's ahead 0-1. Walk, E4 strikeout is what this inning has been. And Haft has put some extra velo now on the fastball. We are going to flirt with dusk here in a little bit, and it's very hard to field first. Cougs will get their crack at the Zags, the same situation. The 0-1 comes low and in, 1-1. This is not the only ballpark where this happens. Year to year, we always talk about Rice, which is actually so bad they stopped play.
I want to say a couple times last year, I'd see Carl Manzardo at first base, maybe barking over to Cody Colden at short and Jack Smith at third, just bounce it, lay it out. So I think we've seen that before.
The 1-1, breaking ball. There's a strike. Beauty at the inside part at the knees, and Johnstone takes that pitch. It's a 1-2 count.
Granted, Hainline didn't have time to kind of lay that out there. That was a bang-bang play. He had to make that throw, field that bunt on the run, and fire it across. So a tough opportunity, tough break there. But Hafe just answered.
The 1-2. Off the inside part. Touched foul, third base side. Good job by Johnstone to fight one off.
That's been something pitching coach Anthony Claggett has preached. So you locate your fastball, inside half, outer half. And now you're getting some guys that have changed their bodies and done a good job in summer ball, so you increase your miles per hour. You're throwing a lot harder. If you can locate a fastball, it kind of speeds up the hitter's mind and everything. It makes everything else look that much better.
The 1-2. Swung on and chopped first base side, foul. And McKeon was trying to scoop it up. I think he would have gone home with it on the force. That's where his eyes were looking. But it trickles down that right field line, so we'll redo the 1-2. Haft is really going for a strikeout once again.
Yeah, nice veteran play there. You like the idea of McKeon saying, this is where the ball's taking me. I can flip it to Gruel Cresswell at home plate to maybe get a force. But you can see the veteran first baseman working there, trying to get an out, save a run.
1-2 pitch with the bases loaded. Swung on and missed, strike three. Back-to-back Ks for Tyler Haft. With the bases packed full of Bulldogs and a chance to get out of this thing with Enzo Apodaca up here, the leadoff man for Gonzaga as the lineup recycles.
A really good slider there. Dove down at the bottom of the zone, swung over the top. Big strikeout for 2 outs. Now comes a little pesty guy at the top of the lineup that can hurt you in a bunch of ways.
304 average for Apodaca, 48 hits on the year. First pitch, strike. At the letters, off-speed pitch there, and the count's 0-1. Haft has really settled in here with the bases loaded. Apodaca doubled to start the game off. He had a ball well struck, well hit the opposite way down the left field line. And here's the 0-1 now to Apodaca. Just out of the zone, a little high, maybe inside, and the count's 1-1.
But great location, 94 miles an hour up and in, so maybe just a little bit of a message there, but also a good show them something different. Now you can kind of maybe paint a fastball on the other side of the plate. Now you can locate that slider down in the zone, change the hitter's eyes.
The 1-1 here to Apodaca is a comebacker up the middle. There's a base hit for the Bulldogs. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and it's a 1-1 pitch that Apodaca returns back up the middle, and it's 2-0 Bulldogs.
I think they tried to go back in with the fastball and just over the plate a little bit too much, and the good hitter over 300 lines it back up the middle, just out of the reach of Cody Colton at shortstop, and into center field, and 2-run score. Who are running with 2 outs, they're running on the crack of the bat, so 2-0 Zags.
It's a really hard spot to get out of. And now it is Xavier Pinales who's into the box with a 2-0 score and 2 down the pitch. Strike, inside edge, off-speed pitch there from Haft. So Cabalas is on second, Apodaca's on first.
And those hurt a little bit more when you see them marked as unearned, because you play catch over there on the sacrifice bunt, and you made a nice play. That should have been out number 3. That second strikeout should have been out of the inning.
Unforced errors there. The 0-1 is off the outside edge, 1-1. So Sterling and Kramer both come around to score. And then Cabalas, who got on the E4, is at second base. And here's Apodaca at first now with Pinales into the box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. The pitch to Pinales is swung on and grounded left side of the infield, scooped by Colton. He has time, throws to first. Pretty close play, actually, and got him by a half a step. Pinales with good speed. So we go to the bottom of the second. 2-run score for the Bulldogs. It's 2-0 Zags.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Start enjoying your maintenance-free lifestyle today with Choices. Bishop Place Senior Living has many options to explore depending on the level of care you need. Bishop Place has a wide range of activities, social events, and fitness options depending on your interests. We also have housekeeping and dining service. Less worry, less chores, more life, and more choices. Visit us on the web at bishopplace.net or call to schedule your tour today. We can't wait to see you.
Bottom of the second here at Bailey Brayton Field. Gorgeous setting for baseball here tonight. Fans continue to trickle in. I think they were all backed up by the smoker down that third base side.
Right.
Do a great job with the Cougar concessions here at Bailey Brayton. And it is a 2-0 Bulldog lead as Gonzaga plates a couple in the top of the second.
Got the smoker down the left field line, connected to the BTO, and then you got the beer garden down the right field, the first base line. So hopefully this wind dies down here and after the Cougars hit, and then good crowd on hand here on a Tuesday night after a big series win. People out here want to watch the Cougs.
I think they're getting off work and coming to the ballpark is what's going on. Pitch comes high and inside for ball number 1. Justin Vandenbrake, Elijah Hainline, and Colin Montez are due up here. That's 5, 6, and 7 for the Cougs. Pitch to Vandenbrake is high again from McGee. His second inning of work here in the start. And the count's 2-0. So the Bulldogs score 2 and have 2 runs on 2 hits. The 2-0 count is lifted foul right field side. And the count's 2-1. 2 balls and a strike here to Vandenbrake, who's now hitting .273. That's up as well from where it was.
Yeah, had a good weekend, good week on the road for Justin Vandenbrake. Shocking, made a number of nice plays in left field as well.
2-1 is swung on and well struck to center field. Apodaca sprinting back, looks up, and it's off the top of the wall, nearly a homer. Pounds down for a double as he cruises in standing up on a ball that was smoked to right center. Leadoff double for Vandenbrake.
Sometimes these hits just sound a little bit different, and that one was hammered down to back up to middle to straightaway center field, and probably a dent in the wall from that one. He hit that one hard, so that's a really good sign. Justin Vandenbrake continues to heat up at the right time, so they answer a 2-run inning with the leadoff double.
So now Elijah Hainline digs into the box, and the Cougs are trying to get back into the scoreboard here. They're down 2-0. And the pitch swung on and missed. There's a breaking ball that comes in low, and the count's 0-1 as Vandenbrake pounds a double to lead things off here in the second. Hardest hit ball of the day. McGee comes set from the stretch, checks the runner, the 0-1. There's a strike and a really good-looking curveball from McGee. That might be his best pitch. Counts 0-2.
Hainline with a relatively quiet weekend until trailing 6-0 there in the middle innings. It was the smallest guy in the field with a big swing, big 2-run double to right center that started the comeback on Sunday.
Here's the 0-2 to Hainline. Breaking ball swung on and missed strike 3. There's that curveball off the outside edge, and Hainline tries to dive at it. So one up, or I should say one down, and now Colin Montez up into the box, the 7-hole hitter, and Montez is the last guy who needs to really get going here for the Cougs. Did hit a homer.
A couple hard hit balls right back with the middle that kind of sent the Oregon pitcher scattering, diving out of the way, but did homer to right field. Another pretty swing.
Pitch to Montez comes low and away. Good eye for ball 1.
And he had a really good at bat there in the 10th inning as part of that bases loaded walk group. Colin Montez, the average isn't where he wants, but he's been in this league for 5 years now. Everyone knows who he is. You're seeing the best arms and the best pitch selections every time he steps in. So you understand why the average may be lower than he wants to be.
Pitch to Montez is touched foul down the left field line. Counts 1-1.
Yeah, he doesn't sneak up on anybody anymore.
Not one bit. Hit .316 last year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off of second is Vandenbrake. McGee eyes the runner at second and delivers the 1-1. Swung on and grounded up the middle. There's a base hit underneath the dive of Pinales at second. Rounding third and coming home to score is Vandenbrake. Wide turn at first. Montez hangs on for the RBI single at first, and it's 2-1. Cougs are on the board.
There it is. Pretty swing. didn't try to do too much with it. Off-speed pitch or on the outer half, and just went back up the middle. Didn't try to pull it, so hit it where it's pitched. Rolls a single right back up the middle. Cougs are on the board.
So Will Cresswell, the catcher, digs into the box now. It's the second hit of the game for the Cougs. Both of them here in the second inning. A double to lead him off, and then a single to drive him home. And Cresswell digs in with 6 hits on the year. Pitch is swung on and lifted into the gap in left center. Apodaca's back. He's to the track, and he makes the squeeze. A spinning grab in left center field. And a ride on that for Will Cresswell, who is sent down on one pitch, but a very hard-hit ball.
Yeah, Will Cresswell, the true freshman from the west side, has had a number of good at-bats last weekend. Had the hit by pitch in the comeback of the 10th inning on Sunday, but in that Seattle U game, hit a couple balls hard, had a long sacrifice fly at a similar spot. So maybe the freshman's kind of figuring something out.
Russell into the box now. Pitch comes outside into the turf for 1-0.
And if the wind's not blowing as hard as it is, the outfielder is not starting to play as deep. So that was a 395-foot fly ball, or line drive out, but the center fielder playing so deep because of the wind was able to run it down.
Off of first is Montez. Really good speed. Pitch to Russell. Is off the end of the bat, nubbed left side of the infield. Couple of hops for Kramer charging. Sidearms on target and in time, and puts Russell down. That retires the side. 1 run comes across. We go to the third. It's 2-1 Gonzaga.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs with their spacious rooms, complimentary hot breakfast, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit hiexpress.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Stay smart, stay Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Coug owned and Coug managed.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Washington State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of Washington State University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Washington State University.
About to start the third inning here on the Palouse as Tyler Rando digs in for the Bulldogs. And Tyler Haft is on the hill for the Cougs. The pitch is touched foul, chopper third base side. 1 run across for Washington State in the bottom half of the second. 2 in the top half for the Zags. That's where we stand right now. And Rando struck out looking back in the first. This is his second plate appearance. Haft is the second arm for the Cougs this game. The pitch floats high and inside for ball number 1. Rando turns away from that one. Haft almost got out of a nasty spot. Inherited 2 base runners and an E4 at first. Loaded the bases up. Then a couple of Ks. 1-1 is away. 2-1. But couldn't quite get Apodaca out on a 1-1 pitch. He lifted it into center field for the 2 RBI single. And at the time made it 2-0. Cougs get one back in the second. And here's the 2-1 from Haft to Rando. That's high and outside, 3-1. Well, the wind is blowing so hard it has taken the Stanford flag down the flagpole in right field. It's just pulled it down. It's at half-mast and descending as we speak. And here's the 3-1 to Rando. Strike on the outside corner at the depths of the zone, and the count's full 3-2. So 3-ball, 2-strike count here. Haft had 2 Ks in the second inning. He's looking for his third in an inning plus of work here. And the 3-2. Fouled off first base side. Just a few big white puffy clouds in the sky here. Clear as it gets. Here in a gorgeous early spring evening. And a 3-2 count now to the 3-hole hitter for the Bulldogs. Infield is deep, guarding the lines. Time is called. I think Rando called time, and it was granted as he steps out of the box. And Haft is set the 3-2. And it's inside, ball 4. Breaking ball misses. And a very close pitch there. And so it is a leadoff walk here in the third. And a lot of folks here in the ballpark thought that was strike 3.
I think the catcher, Will Cresswell, is about to start throwing it around. I think the hitter looked like he took a couple steps towards his own dugout and then veered to first base. So tough break there against Tyler Haft. So now need to buckle down after allowing the leadoff walk.
So here's Cade McGee now. Flew out to left on a line in the first with Rando off of first base. And Haft deals. Strike at the knees. Off-speed pitch there from Haft. A lot of movement on that ball. Counts 0-1. Good pitch. McGee in the box. Rando a couple of steps off the first base bag. Pretty good lead there for Rando at first. And the 0-1. Strike 2. Fastball on the outside edge. So Haft is trying to come back. You and I talked about this 0-2 count mentality. Haft has a couple of plus pitches. Does he just go right after McGee? Or does he burn a few pitches here? McGee's got that good power. Here's the 0-2. That's outside 1-2. Update on the Stanford flag. It has fully departed our vision. It is behind the wall and gone. So now there are 10 conference partners noted out beyond right field. Buffaloes are not noted out there because they don't play the sport. They don't have bats in Boulder. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just misses low and away, 2-2. That'd be a fun setting for baseball right at the Rockies. You're familiar with
They would play, home run would be up. The home run totals would be up playing up in Boulder. But, they would also be one of those teams that plays their first month of the season on the road.
The 2-2, breaking ball off the end of the bat. It's a chopper left side of the infield. Hainline gloves on the run, throws to first in time. That ball was handcuffing McCann. He had to corkscrew his glove hand to have that ball seat right in his palm, and does a good job to do it. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to ID themselves as affiliates. This is Cougar Baseball. So the runner goes to second base. That's Tyler Rando. He advances on the 5-3 putout. Now Grayson Sterling digs in. And Sterling, in his first plate appearance, walked. He wound up scoring. He's one of the 2 runs plated here by the Bulldogs as time is called. Homers are always up for the Colorado Rockies in Denver. Andres Galarraga comes to mind.
Nice. Blake Street Bombers. Good call. Larry Walker, Benny Castilla.
Pitch to Sterling comes in high. He missed Dante Bichette. That's okay.
I wasn't there yet. I was going to let you call the pitch. I was going to go Ellis Burks. I was going to go Dante Bichette.
It's fine. 1-0 count here, 1 down. Runner on second. His son's only one of the best big league players now. It's not a big deal. Rando's at second base.
They play in the NL West.
1-0 count here to Sterling, the pitch. is just outside 2-0.
Since you brought it up, let's check in on the NL West.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Trevor wouldn't let me talk about the Dodgers over the weekend.
He wouldn't let you, huh? 2-0 count here, 1 down. Runner on second is Rando. And Haft's pitch. Just low, 3-0. Fastball misses.
What do you know?
Dodgers are up 3-0
in Arizona on the first. I mean, there was.
What did the Mariners do today?
Oh, nice.
They beat the Rays. Logan Gilbert with the win. 3-0 count here to Sterling. Runner on second is Rando. The pitch. There's a strike. Fastball inside edge. What state do you live in, Bobby?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Washington.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just checking.
Hey, I mean, we talked about this. Spokane used to be the Dodger, one of the Dodger minor league affiliates.
I do love the Dodgers seats. It's a great Cougar trivia question. The 3-1, check swing, little low. Did he go around? No, he did not on the appeal to third. So it's a walk of Grayson Sterling. You know what I'm getting at, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are Dodger seats in Martin Stadium. It says L.A. on the sides. It's the interlocking L.A. from Dodger Stadium.
See?
It's a great trivia question.
You're welcome.
Super fun.
How we brought it up, see?
Here's Shea Kramer into the box as the infield converges. And the pitching coach, Anthony Claggett, walks out to Tyler Haft. I don't know. They might leave him in here, Bobby. What do you think? He's been really good at times.
Right. He definitely has the stuff, and you don't want to use up your you go 3 pitchers in and just 3 innings in, but and Haft does have the stuff to go a couple innings here. But and this is also what you want to see. This is something you're going to need. You're going to enter in a Pac-12 weekend, come into a game with a couple people on base. We need you to execute and get a ground ball for your defense to turn a double play. And so maybe this is just a quick timeout from Anthony Claggett, but also let your bullpen slowly get loose. But a quick timeout, refocus.
Yeah, they will leave him on the bump as Anthony Claggett goes back to the dugout. So it's Rando on second, Sterling on first. 2-1 ball game. The pitch inside and high, 1-0 to Shea Kramer, who walked and scored back in the second. Double play ends the inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Bulldogs have been threatening here from the jump. Remember, they had the leadoff man on third base. And Haft steps off the hill. But the Bulldogs ranked as high as 11th in America this year and are projected possibly to host as a top 8 seed, which would mean they host regional and then a super regional, trying to get to Omaha. Having a fantastic year. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kramer. This is off the hands, fouled back first base side.
He's been really good with that breaking ball. Just if he can get ahead in the count, and then that breaking ball becomes that more effective because they have to be ready for it. They're on alert. If you're down in the count, if you're a hitter, then you see something coming at you or coming over the heart of the plate. You want to be aggressive and cover it. But that breaking pitch has been really good to keeping them off balance.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on with 1 down. The pitch swung on and foul tipped off the mask, and the count's 1-2 now. So now we're at that part of the day where the shadows are pretty much engulfing all the infield, and the issue's over at first. For just a little bit longer, you're going to fight the sun, but now it starts to go away, and you don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah, probably just maybe the slow roller that Elijah on the bunt has to come and make a play on the run. But, yeah, you're right. We should be in the clear.
The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3. On the appeal to first. That's a pitch low and away. And Kramer on the appeal is punched out down that first base line by Mike Victor. So 2 down here in the third, and now it's Connor Cabales. And Tyler Haft has struck out 3 in 2 2/3 of work.
Yeah, really good stuff by Tyler Haft. Has seen a number of check swings. That means they're having trouble picking up your stuff on what the pitch is. Is it fastball? Is it slider and location? And they're having to check it, so they're not sure because everything's been so effective.
Haft's pitch comes in a little low, first base side, and the count's 1-0. There's that off-speed pitch again. So Rando's on second, Sterling's on first. 2 down here in the third. And the complexion of this inning changed drastically with that strikeout. 1-0 count here with 2 down. Do a Pac-12 scoreboard next inning. We're in the bottom half of this inning, the 1-0. Strike on the outside edge. And the count's 1-1. Cougar bullpen is warm. This might be the last inning of work for Haft.
I think it looks like Cam List down there. So at the lefty in the 9 hole, and then you have the left-handed hitter Apodaca, the leadoff. It could be Cam List time after this hitter.
The 1-1 lifted into right center field. Montez on the sprint is called off. Bryce Matthews makes the play, and Tyler Haft slams the door and strands 2 Bulldogs in the base paths. Bottom of the third next, it's 2-1 Bulldogs.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
So we go to the third inning now, and it's 2-1. The Bulldogs have the lead over the Cougs. And it is the top of the order due up for Washington State. Colden, Matthews, and Smith scheduled. And I believe, we have a new pitcher for the Bulldogs. Need to identify this righty for Gonzaga. I might be mistaken, but I think it's Zeglin. It is righty for the Bulldogs with the bottom of the third about to get started. And that is Nico Zeglin. Get you the numbers on Zeglin here in just a moment. So that'll do it for Cade McGee. Does a good job, allows 1 run in 2 innings.
Now he'll probably stay in and hit.
And McGee as the pitcher will probably become, we'll see what they do with him. He defensively often plays third. So Nico Zeglin is making his 11th appearance, 13 2/3, 22 Ks. That's a lot. 10 walks, 15 hits allowed. So he attacks the zone. Pitch here to Cody Colden. There's a strike on the outside edge. Fastball in the zone. And the count's 0-1. Colden got on in the first when he was plunked on a breaking ball off the inside part. The 0-1 comes into the turf low, and the count's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1, Bulldogs have the lead. Zeglin winds and deals the 1-1. Breaking ball hangs and is turned on and pulled down the left field line. Base hit. Drops down in front of Johnstone, who had to pump the brakes. Wide turn at first, and back scampers Colden, leadoff single. That breaking ball hung up there in the top of the zone, and Colden gets the bat around on it. And now Bryce Matthews is due up. Matthews got on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Grounded out to the second baseman. Legged it out to avoid a double play. And Matthews at 290 on the average takes a ball in the turf. Advancing to second is Cody Colden. No throw. So heads up base running there by Colden. And that'll likely be ruled a wild pitch on a ball in the turf. And so the Cougs have the leadoff man in scoring position, and that's the tying run. Matthews with really good power, 31 hits on the year. .290 average. Couple of steps off of second is Colden. Zeglin is set and deals. Fastball in the turf, making an off-speed pitch, I beg your pardon, and the count's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike on the inside edge. Broke off the curveball there like he wanted, and the count's 2-1. So Matthews steps in 0 for 1. And he has a chance to tie this game if he could put a ball in play. Colden with plus speed at second. And time is called.
Oh, that might have been a warning. Pitch count or pitch clock warning.
Cougars did not see Zeglin nor McGee in the first meeting this year in Spokane. The 2-1. Lifted foul back behind home plate. Counts even now 2-2. Zeglin hasn't thrown a ton this year for the Bulldogs. Now the infield is fully engulfed in shadows. Right field is the last little sliver that's soaked by the sun. The 2-2 to Matthews is grounded foul, first base side, almost barehanded by Michael Newstrom. He always did field his position well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Says he wants to get into coaching. And he is.
Sounds like he's done a good job with working with the pitchers down in the bullpen and helped a lot of these young guys kind of figure things out on the fly.
The 2-2. Swing and a missed strike 3. Pulled the string and Matthews is out in front. And there's the first out of the third. Michael said it was a little bit awkward because he was a longtime teammate of a lot of the guys he was coaching all of a sudden.
Right, you hear that's kind of a tough adjustment for these guys. They look at you a little bit different, and you kind of have to act a little different around those guys. But he's done a good job. A lot of new faces this year, so I'm sure that's helped him adjust. And also he backed it up last year. School record 34 appearances out of the bullpen. So so when he speaks, I think people kind of they perk up or they pay attention.
So Jack Smith is into the box now with Colden on second. Yeah, he said they kind of got over it pretty quickly.
Right.
Took maybe a couple of weeks. Pitch now to Jack Smith from Zeglin. Is swung on, popped up, playable center field, got underneath it. Apodaca glides toward right, wind is pushing it that way, and he throws past the cutoff man, head first slide as Colden tags up and he's safe. And Colden really challenges Apodaca's arm in center field, and Colden gets there. Well read by Colden, and so the Cougs have the tying run at third base.
Yeah, Cody Colden is one of the fastest players on this Cougar team, the leadoff hitter. Look, he had his head up. This was all on him, and which you like to see out of a veteran player. He saw the center fielder maybe field that little flat-footed or his weight going away from him, and Cody saw that, wasn't able to get anything behind the throw, and put his head down, got 90 feet closer. So pass ball, wild pitch, and we're a tie ball game.
So here's Jacob McKeon into the box now. Pack player of the week. The pitch is off the hands, fouled first base side. Let's see if his hot bat can continue with some timely hitting here for Washington State. Single would tie the game.
I would say, but the one thing you would maybe like to see if you're Brian Green, that you're okay with Cody Colden staying at second base, because this guy coming up to bat is the Pac-12 player of the week. Let's just stay at second. You're already in scoring position.
Here's the 0-1. That's away 1-1. Yeah, it's a disaster if you get thrown out at third there, but it is a luxury that it all but guarantees you get home with a single now.
It's also, but it helps put some pressure on the defense. We saw it a number of times over the weekend in Eugene.
Here's a 1-1. Touched foul, first base side. Yeah, a little bit of that's just a mentality. Trying to apply pressure and force the other team to make a play. Don't assume that they will. 1 ball, 2 strike count here, 2 down. It's a 2-1 Gonzaga lead. And McKeon steps in with Colden on third base. Zeglin deals. Swing and a miss, strike three. Breaking ball inside part. And McKeon's over the top of it. Nasty breaker there. We go to the fourth. It's 2-1 Bulldogs.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
New pitcher for the Cougs is regularly used lefty Cam Liss with a 5.52 ERA. This is his 23rd appearance. That's tied for the team lead. 31 innings, 38 Ks, 20 walks, 22 hits. And a 1-1 record, so 2 decisions that he's split. And he'll throw to 8-9-1 for the Bulldogs. Ezra Sampiri, Logan Johnstone, and Enzo Apodaca here. As we start the fourth inning off, Bobby, we're into the middle innings of this ball game. 2-1 game. It's been competitive, been a little grindy at times. Bulldogs have gotten some base runners on. Cougs have had to really hold them back from opening this game up a little bit, and they've been able to do that.
Yeah, a couple of free passes led to some pretty good scoring opportunities for Gonzaga, but Tyler Haft has kind of emerged here these last couple of weeks, and 2 scoreless innings from him, and then Cam Liss, who kind of bounced, who had a rough outing on Friday and part of Oregon's comeback, but bounced back Sunday. Was a big part of that, the WSU comeback win to clinch the series on Sunday. So a big opportunity for the left-handed pitching Cam Liss against a couple left-handed Gonzaga hitters.
You know where Cam Liss is from? I almost blew the trivia question there. Do you know where he originates from?
I'm familiar with it. Go ahead.
It's a town in Washington. It's a Spokane. It's north of here, Bobby. It's about 70 miles north of Pullman.
Yeah.
And that's where Cam Liss is from.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Pitch here to Ezra Sampiri. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball off the outside edge. And the count's 0-1. Way to keep up. It's good.
Yep.
2-1 score. Bulldogs up by 1 run.
One of 4 guys from Spokane Falls, all pitchers that make up this Cougar pitching staff.
The 0-1 comes inside 1-1. I love that picture of Buck Bailey as the skipper for Washington State and Bobo Brayton as the head man at Yakima Valley Community College, I believe is. I forget what the jersey says on Bobo. The 1-1, just a little bit low, 2-1. And reminds me of that when you got the Spokane, you mentioned the Spokane Community College, the 4 guys who transferred over.
The NWAC, so important to the history around the Northwest schools in the Pac-12. Obviously a huge part of our history.
2-1 is touched foul, third base side. And it always tugs at everybody's heartstrings when you've got local Cougs doing national things. And Cam Liss has been great. Here's the 2-2 to Sampiri in the box. And the lefty deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball gets away, and the throw to first completes the K. Now, I don't think Sampiri realized that ball got away from the catcher, Cresswell. And so he was just walking out back toward the dugout, and then he took a gander at it down that third base side and took off for first. So, 1 up and 1 down in the fourth. Cougs have 4 Ks now, 5 Ks since the first inning in total. And so here's Logan Johnstone now. It's a lot of chairs, Bobby. Johnstone in the box. Pitch from Liss is outside, 1-0. Breaking ball all away from Johnstone. This is really what you want. You want to take a game like this where you know it's a bullpen day for each team. Keep it tight. Get into those middle innings in a tight ball game. The 1-0 is a strike on the outside edge. See what happens. This is what got away from the Cougs early in the game in Spokane. It just couldn't really ever get out in front of it. Bulldogs went up 3-0 in the first. The 1-1 comes in high and tight, 2-1. Then it changes the way you pitch the game. At what point do you say, hey, you're not conceding, but like you said, you pitch it differently when guys are getting work and developing as opposed to winning, which is really the issue in the minors. That's why fans treat minor league baseball so differently. 2-1. Strike on the inside edge, because teams are more interested in player development than winning.
Right.
So you play the game differently if you're not trying to necessarily win the game, but you're trying to make sure guys can do things that will translate to the big league level and get repetitions. The 2-2. Just outside, fastball misses, 3-2.
You mentioned the importance of a bullpen, and it was it displayed a full display on Sunday. The series clinching win at Oregon in 10 innings. The bullpen allowed just one earned run over the final 8 2/3. So these arms stepped up when we needed them most, and a number of those guys working on maybe 1 day's rest. So it was impressive that Cougar bullpen working the final 8 2/3, just one earned run, and before the Cougs came back and won it in the 10th.
3-2 strike count here. One down in the fourth as List deals. Strike 3, inside edge. Slow breaking ball there. Johnstone watches it go by. He got frozen. And that's 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth. Couple of Ks for List.
Yeah, we're in a great situation here. Just probably behind the right-hander's batter's box, but a great view of the big bender from the left-handed Cam List. And you can kind of see him lock up these Gonzaga hitters. The first 2 outs here in the fourth inning, but there's this pesky guy digging in right now for Gonzaga.
Pitch outside to Apodaca is taken for ball number 1. He's been very good, a single and a double. He's 2 for 2. He has 2 runs driven in. Apodaca with a 3.08 average. List delivers the 1-0. There's a strike. That breaking ball has been in the zone. Now, how many innings do you think List can go here, all things considered? Because you've got a packed series Friday, Saturday, Sunday coming up.
He just threw for 2 2/3 on Sunday, so another 2 innings today. But if he's feeling good and filling up the strike zone, keeping the pitch count down, let's go 3 or 4.
Here's the 1-1. Check swing away, 2-1. The other thing this win would do for you is it would skyrocket your RPI.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that. It would help your RPI. It's only one game. I don't want to go crazy here, but it would help it. It also is, of course, of great local interest. Pitches a strike on the outside edge. Fastball's in there, and the count's 2-2. Bulldogs are 11th in the RPI right now. Cougs are 78th. Is that right, Bobby?
Mm-hmm. Up 20 spots from a week ago.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lifted into center. Montez is back in right center. Underneath it, makes the play. 3 up and 3 down in the fourth. Well done by List. We go to the bottom half. It's 2-1 Bulldogs.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. We view our role as that of a partner. What we earn here, we invest here, just as we have for more than 130 years.
McGregor's gives back to the community. When my oldest son was in grade school, McGregor's even sponsored his AU basketball, supporting FFA, all that stuff. So it's not just that they're in the chemical business, they are in the community business.
The McGregor Company, dedicated people who care.
I'm Jeff Anderson. Dad started doing business with McGregor Company for 40 years. We've been with them ever since.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
I love that show.
So good.
I love it. All right, we go to the bottom of the fourth now. It's 2-1 Bulldogs. As Cam List has come on with a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fourth, Nico Zeglin is back on here to work the bottom of the fourth. That's his second inning of relief work. Get you the final line here on McGee. got the start. 2 innings of work. Let's see, he had 2 hits allowed. 1 run, it was earned. No walks, 2 Ks. Good job by McGee. And Nico Zeglin is on now to face 5, 6, and 7 in the Coug order. Vandenbrake, Hainline, and Montez. Vandenbrake doubled and scored back in the second. And Zeglin, first base side of the hill, delivers. A comebacker up the middle. There's a base hit. And Justin Vandenbrake returns that one to center. And the Cougs have a leadoff single here in the 4th on 1 pitch.
Another aggressive swing from Justin Vandenbrake. First pitch he sees, a rocket back up the middle. That's 2 really aggressive swings from Justin Vandenbrake, who's heating up at the right time. We've kind of starting to say that with a number of guys. So that's a great sign. So we'll see if what Coach Brian Green wants to do with Elijah Hainline. I'm going to guess a little sacrifice bunt here. Move Vandenbrake up into scoring position.
Struck out back in the second. Throw to first, and Vandenbrake slides back safely.
Yeah, Elijah battling a little bit right now, halfway through conference play, and these guys have seen you for maybe 100 at-bats now, so they know how to attack you. And fighting a little bit, came through with a big 2-run double on Sunday.
Pitch to Hainline is bunted, popped up, and caught by the catcher. And Samperi up the third base line read that ball very well off the bat as the third baseman, the pitcher, and the catcher all converged down that third base line, and Samperi gets underneath it for the out. That was a misplayed bunt by Hainline.
Yeah, you can see a little frustration from the true freshman from Meade High School in Spokane, maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Saw the third baseman still back, even though the threat of a bunt, so he tried to maybe do the drag bunt, put it down the third base line, but just pops it up. So a little frustrated with himself. Montez digs in, big hole on the right side.
Pitch to Montez, floats outside for ball number 1. And now what you really want is an extra base hit. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-1 ball game. The Bulldogs are up by 1 run. All the runs in this game were scored in the second. And Zeglin on the first base side of the hill comes set. Works from the stretch. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch away. A foul tip. Just barely caught a piece, says the home plate umpire Nolan Early.
Well, but I think you're exactly right here in the 4th inning. Both teams probably not too far off their scripts when you show up to play on a bullpen day, a midweek day. But who's going to strike first with the big hit to kind of get you into your bullpen a little bit earlier than you want to be?
Throw to first again. Ahead for a slide back by Vandenbrake. So it's a 1-1 count here to Montez. 3 dingers on the year from Montez, the center fielder.
Home runs. Yeah, 3 home runs as well.
And the pitch. There's a strike on the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was a good pitch there by Zeglin. 86 miles an hour, but it was really offset and prefaced by a few slow breakers. So Vandenbrake's at first. And throw that way once again.
Yeah, but Cougs don't have a lot of stolen bases this year. I think just 10, maybe 11. Montez stole one this weekend in Eugene, but Gonzaga throwing over a lot so far today.
Here's the 1-2 now with 1 down. High breaking ball is too high, 2-2. Oh, you and I have a bone to pick on the air. We have to have a conversation. And I texted one Derek Dice about this as well. Did you see the article about the pitch clock in the minor leagues and how much time it shaved off the games and how the players said it's some of the best baseball they've ever played, in that they enjoyed it? Here's the 2-2. Comes in high 3-2. Here's I think this is the wrinkle that you and I need to iron out. This is the issue. Okay. And I know this sounds obvious, but it's not in the college level. Mm-hmm. It's not enforced.
Right.
That's the problem. Every rule, any rule, requires enforcement to be productive, right? Here's the pitch now as the runner goes. It's swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Apodaca sprinting. The left fielder slides in front. He can't get there, and everybody's safe. Johnstone came sliding in, cleat first in very shallow center. That's a bloop single for Colin Montez, and he'll take it. Runners on first and second now with only 1 down in the 4th.
Yeah, great call, Chaz. Got a big swing from Colin Montez, but the big swing did not result in a big hit or loud contact. It was kind of off the end of the bat. So the outfielders, when you see the big swing, you immediately freeze, and you think it's going to be hit over your head or trying to read the ball off the bat, and instead it bloops in. Gonzaga can't get there in time. Nice base running by Justin Vanderbeek to go maybe a little bit past halfway. Gets to second base, so he's not forced out.
Pitch now to Cresswell with 2 on. There's a strike on the outside edge. Fastball from Zeglin as the Bulldog bullpen starts to dust up a little bit here. 1 down in the 4th. Cougars threatening. Down by 1 run.
Seen a really good swing from Will Cresswell. Flew out to deep left center field to his first at bat. See if he can put another one together off a different pitcher.
Here's the 0-1 now to Cresswell. Zeglin checks the runner and deals. That's away from the catcher. Rolls to the backstop. Runners advance. There's a wild pitch, and Vanderbeek goes to third, and Montez goes to second. And now the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
So now it turns into you need a single to drive in a run. Now you just need to put the ball in play. The Gonzaga looks like we're going to move. The first baseman's going to come up, so the corners are going to be up. First and third baseman are going to play up and come home. The middle infield's going to play back.
Here's the 1-1 to Cresswell. Breaking ball swung on, popped up very shallow right field. Might bloop down again. Sterling, the right fielder, makes the grab. He'll test the arm. Tagging from third is Vanderbeek. The throw's not in time. Game is tied. Montez advances to third. It's an RBI for Cresswell. Ball went out to right, and I think the wind really helped the Cougs there. That ball kept pushing out toward right field.
You see the right fielder he tried to gather it, kind of time it so that your weight's moving forward as you catch the ball. So your weight's moving forward, gets a little bit extra behind the throw, but that wind kind of kept blowing it back, and he had to kind of retreat. He too caught that flat-footed, maybe falling back a little bit, couldn't get anything behind the throw. Speedy Vanderbeek scores easily.
Pitch to Russell comes in a little low. Almost another wild pitch there. Good stop by the catcher, Samperi. So Russell's 0 for 1. It was almost like the right fielder Sterling was trying to will the ball back toward the infield.
Right.
As the count's 1-0 here. The pitch to Russell. Swing and a miss. Waves over the top of a breaking ball. Counts 1-1. So to put a bow on the discussion topic before.
Oh, thanks.
Players liked it. Some folks were opposed to it, but it shaved about a half an hour off the game. But Derek Dice, as he and I were conversing, made a great point. He said, as you said as well, if you just step off the rubber and reset the clock, you're actually elongating the game.
Right.
But the umpires strictly enforce
You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they said you have to throw or there's a penalty. So here's the 1-1 pitch, the penalty being a strike. Pitch is fouled off down the first base side. Ooh, right at the beer garden. Look alive. And the count's 1-2. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's great as long as it's enforced. But then, yeah, we've seen time and time again. We saw it the whole Stanford series, and when Derek filled in for you, one of the many times you decided not to show up. But that Stanford series, he was asking, "What's this pitch clock?" The guys are just stepping off and walking around.
1-2's fouled off.
This isn't solving anything. We're still sitting here an extra hour while guys step off and fake throws. Right. So no, that's a great thing. Where did you see that article at? Was it Athletic? What did you say? Okay,
it was
The Athletic.
The Athletic or MILB.com.
And I thought I saw something. Yeah, that someone played a game in an hour and a half.
Wow,
I didn't see that. It was ridiculous.
Wow, so, I know it was 2. I saw the one I saw.
Sure,
was 2.
You get in the minor league pro ball, guys are throwing strikes.
Yeah, here's the 1-2 inside, 2-2.
In pro ball, you're getting the best of the best there, so you get guys a little bit more aggressive, better swingers, and then pitchers are a little bit better filling up the strike zone. But they're not as free swingers as they are in college, and everyone's kind of a little bit more around the strike zone in pro ball.
2-2's outside, 3-2. Runner on third is Montez. Can you imagine coming to the ballpark and seeing a 90-minute baseball game?
Well, it's like all those years at Greg Maddox would be 2-hour games.
Right.
Big league game.
Amazing. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Russell at the dish here with a runner on third. Away ball 4. Eyes a walk, and now Cougs have the runners on the corners. And you've got Cody Colden into the batter's box and a chance for the Cougs to take the lead. Game is tied at 2. So Montez is at third and Russell's at first. And here's the pitch to Colden. Strike on the outside edge. Counts 0-1. Breaking ball misses away there from Zeglin, or is in the zone, I should say, from Zeglin. On the outside corner. Montez singled, and then Russell walked. Cougs have plated one here in the fourth. Zeglin spins and throws to first. Back goes Russell. And the count's 0-1. As the sun is setting here on the Palouse. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Cougs. And another step off. It might be for the pitch clock. It might just be because he wants to throw to first. It's hard to know for sure.
And just to clarify, our listeners back home, or well, we're at home, our listeners around Eastern Washington, you didn't just show up. You were winning NIT games at SMU, I think, that weekend, and then headed to Madison Square Garden.
Here's the 0-1 now to Colden. There is a strike.
I'm defending you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't need you to do it. I don't.
No, I think a lot of people are very upset with you.
You're not in my corner. I know how this works. I get it. I mean, you know, it's the old rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
Fake it, fake it, fake it. Wham. Whammy. Runners on the corners. Runners on the corners. 0-2 count. 2 down. Game's all tied at 2. And you've got Montez at third and Russell at first. It was a heck of a run by the men's basketball squad. They did a great job. Step off by Zeglin. Mike Flowers has a great camp there in his pre-draft setup. Special year for the Cougs. 100 threes. Never been done before. New record. Throw to first. Back goes Russell.
Yeah, it was some really fun graphics. We were able to follow along. I think our graphic team, I think we got some help from the football graphic department. Tim Hepler playing with the Mike Flowers and Clay Thompson graphic.
0-2 swung on and missed strike 3. That strands the runners. We go to the fifth. Game's all tied at 2 here on the Palouse.
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores. Fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
New pitcher for the Cougs is McCabe Cottrell. Now, Cottrell could really eat some innings up here. Mm-hmm. And Cam List did a good job. Look at you, the final numbers on the Coug pitchers. But McCabe Cottrell is the new lefty out here. And Cottrell will throw to 2, 3, and 4 in the Bulldog lineup. As scheduled currently, that's Pinales, Rando, and McGee. And Cottrell's numbers on the year: 7.78 ERA and a 1-6 record. This is his 12th appearance, 41 2/3 innings, 28 Ks, 27 walks, 49 hits allowed. What do you think this means for the weekend starting rotation, Bobby?
It may be that the job may be open. It's you're always looking for competition, and McCabe with a tough start on Sunday against the Pac-12's best offense in the Oregon Ducks, so it worked into the 6th and let some walks kind of hurt him there, extended the innings, and then there was a 3-run triple and in a big inning in the second inning, a 5-run second inning that led to the Oregon's 6-0 lead after 2 innings. The Cougs eventually came back and won that game to clinch the series, but a little rough start on Sunday for McCabe, so a chance to come out here and work on some things, get his confidence back.
Trell throws his strike to Pinales, who showed bunt, pulled it back. He was trying to drag that bunt. He's in the zone there, fastball for a strike. So Cooper Barnum goes an inning of 2-run ball, neither earned, though. That hurts. Tyler Haft goes 2 innings. There's a strike from Cottrell again. 3 strikeouts, no runs allowed. And Cam List does a really good job, puts him down in order with 2 strikeouts. And here's McCabe Cottrell, the 0-2. It's off the outside edge, 1-2. Off-speed pitch misses.
And you mentioned it's winning time for the Cougs right now. We got a big series against USC coming up to Pullman this weekend, and a chance here against the number 11 team in the country.
The 1-2 is grounded to the shortstop. Colden scoops up a short hopper deep in the hole, throws a little low, but McKeon's there for the glove.
But a big opportunity here, and McCabe Cottrell is going to be a part of that, a huge part of this. The success if Cougs want to chase a postseason berth, a chance to do some damage in that conference tournament at the end of May. McCabe Cottrell, one of the top junior college prospects in the country last year, junior college All-American, NWAC Pitcher of the Year out of Spokane Falls. Trying to work on his command here, so got a good start, ground ball to shortstop to start the 5th.
Pitches a strike to Tyler Rando, and there's a fastball in the zone, 0-1. After tonight, there are 14 games left. And still the non-pack weekend against Utah Valley here in Pullman. Here's the 0-1 to Rando. This is driven into right center field, very well struck. Rando might have gotten all of that one and crushes it over the right field wall for a solo homer. A line drive home run over the right center field fence to make it 3-2 Bulldogs. So, with the bases empty, Cottrell gives up a solo shot to Rando, and we'll come back here now to Caden McGee, the cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs. So the Cougs have 14 games after tonight. Got to get hot to get up into that top 8 spot in the pack standings and have a record that makes you feel good about the year. The pitch swung on, popped up sky high, and that arcs out of play. And the count's 0-1. That ball actually dropped down on the turf. The Cougs might have had a chance to play that ball, but kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, that wind is causing a lot of problems. Every ball is going to be in play here for the rest of the evening. That looked like that was going to be halfway up the stands, and all of a sudden it got to about where the height of the lights, and it blew back, and Jacob McKeon kind of went sprawling backwards for it. So tough play.
0-1, strike 2, off-speed pitch in the zone, and the count's 0-2. You know what didn't help also? There's some folks in the beer garden who were dancing around like it was coming their way. They're way out of play. And it's like when you're on the road and you hear in the basketball, you hear the countdown for the shot clock early.
Yeah, good.
The 0-2 is hit hard down the left field line. If it's fair, it's big trouble. It bounces just foul. And that makes the count 0-2, and so it stays there at 0-2, and McGee goes back to the box. He hit that ball well.
And the home crowd not helping out Jacob McKeon there on the 2 pitches ago. The foul ball down the right on the first base side. Love some help over there, beer garden.
Here's the 0-2 now from Cottrell. With 1 down and the bases empty, the pitch comes in a little high. Cottrell winds and deals. The 1-2. Popped up foul behind home plate. This is well out of play. So we'll redo the 1-2. 1 down, bases empty here. A home run for Rando. And a ball that was hit really hard. Cottrell is set and deals the 1-2. outside 2-2. What's the update in the NL West, Bobby?
Dodgers are in Arizona tonight.
What's the score of that game?
I haven't checked in a couple seconds. They're tied.
Here's the 2-2 now with one down, bases empty.
150 games to go.
Bounces in 3-2. 3-ball, 2-strike count here. Cottrell has 10 starts on the year, the lefty. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Off-speed pitch. Off the outside edge, and he puts McGee down. And so now you've got 2 outs in the 5th. How about the Pac-12 in terms of the scoreboard tonight? Cougs are really hunting a couple of teams toward that 8th spot. When you look at the Pac standings, Cal is 10-11. Arizona State and Utah are 9-9. It's kind of that's the group that they're really trying to catch up to. Grayson Sterling is in the box. That's outside. Now, these aren't Pac games, so it's not a conference week, but those are the teams they're looking at. You'd like your record to show that you've had a good year
and
when you get into Pac play or into the postseason in the Pac tournament. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss.
So you're chasing those teams ahead of you, and they're only at 18 games. So they're going to have the Cougs have their non-conference weekend next weekend. Utah Valley comes up. So those teams will have Arizona State and Utah will have an extra weekend worth of games. So hopefully they get swept there.
Here's the pitch outside, 2-1.
But and then I believe so we're ahead of Washington and USC, and I believe Washington still has Stanford. They just got swept to Oregon State, but they still have Stanford and I think UCLA. I think UCLA comes up to UW this weekend.
2-1 lifted into left field, playable for Vandenbrake as he jogs toward the line, angling toward third base as well, and makes the play on the jog. So that's the final out of the 5th inning. A solo home run puts Gonzaga up 3-2. We go to the bottom of the 5th next.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
So Nico Zeglin is on to work once again, and Zeglin's done a good job here. He's the second arm used by the Bulldogs. You want to run through some of the Pac scores, Bobby? It's the 3rd inning for Zeglin in a 3-2 ball game. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Matthews, Smith, and McKeon due up. Cougs need a run to tie the game.
Yeah, a number of teams in midweek action tonight. So Arizona State at home against UNLV trails 6-1 in the 6th. USC, who we'll see this weekend, is hosting Santa Barbara. It leads Santa Barbara 6-5. Santa Barbara, a top 25 team. They're in the 4th inning in LA. UCLA at home leads UC Irvine 2-1 in the 6th inning.
Here's the pitch to Matthews. This is chopped foul, first base side.
This Utah team continues to surprise some people. Dixie State, just their second year Division I, but opened the year, I think maybe week 2, they took a series at Arizona State. But Utah reps them up tonight, 12-1.
The 0-1's off the end of the bat and lifted into the gap and left. Might drop down and does. A little bloopy single out to left field. Matthews just barely caught a piece and drives it out to left center, and so the Cougs have a single and a leadoff man on here in the 5th.
It was kind of similar to the Colin Montez an inning ago, or maybe a couple innings ago, where a big swing, but off the end of the bat, the outfielders have to start to play so deep because of the wind, and falls into no man's land, but there really wasn't anybody close.
Here's Jack Smith now into the box. He's 0 for 2. Continue the scoreboard in a second here. The pitch. There's a strike.
Our friends over on the west side, Seattle U hosting beats UW. Oh, they played that during the day because Seattle U tries not to play with lights. So 6-2, Seattle beats UW in Bellevue.
Here's the 0-1 to Smith. Runner on first as Matthews throw that way. Not in time.
Arizona facing a familiar program from New Mexico State, familiar to Brian Green, and Arizona leads New Mexico State 8-5.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Smith.
In the ninth.
And now Zeglin comes set. And he deals. This is touched foul first base side.
One of the other teams we're chasing, Cal, who we saw a couple weeks ago, is hosting Pacific, leads 8-5 in the fifth inning. That game's in Berkeley. And then two teams we've seen and we'll keep an eye on, a couple fun midweeks here. Oregon State's in Eugene leads 3-0 in the sixth inning.
I like that they do that.
Yeah, that's great. That two really good teams are boosting RPI.
0-2. Curveball is touched foul first base side.
I believe the Arizona schools have been doing that. Easy midweeks, easy games. It's a short drive for those two teams, and it helps the RPI, helps the conference.
I don't think the Bruins and Trojans do that.
I was just going to say, they used to play a thing in
Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
Why would you play at a beautiful place like that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just
in the world.
Open and available. I don't know. No one was there. Empty building.
We're just wandering around.
Here's the 0-2 pitch with Matthews off of first. Inside, did it clip him? Almost. He bent away from it. Ball number one.
I'm not sure Cal and Stanford do that either.
I don't think they do. At least not lately.
Yeah.
But that would be easy for them, obviously. Clearly, the Zags and Cougs do. As we are in the middle of this ball game here, 3-2 Bulldog lead. A little different because it's non-conference. Or they're not in the same conference. Pitch is a swinging strike 3, so Smith goes down. Same spirit, though. Rivals, but I guess the whole point of why it's novel is that they are in the same league. And Utah doesn't really have an opportunity to do it. The Cougs were going to do it against the Huskies, and then COVID blew it out.
Right, I think there was a game scheduled. We're going to have MacTop, so we're going to have a change here.
Pitching change. That'll do it for Zeglin. So we'll take a pitching change break. Runner on first is Matthews, and Zeglin is pulled out of the game. We'll step aside.
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores. Fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs with their spacious rooms, complimentary hot breakfast, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit hiexpress.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Stay smart, stay Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Coug owned and Coug managed.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs is Jacob Rutherford. So that'll do it for Zeglin. He's responsible for the runner on first. That's Matthews. And Rutherford's making his 6th appearance of the year, an infrequently used righty by the Bulldogs. 12 and a third innings, 16 Ks, 11 walks, 5 hits allowed, and a 5.11 ERA. He has a record of 2-0. And Rutherford will throw to McKeon. So it will be Matthews at first base, and that's the tying run. And then McKeon and Vandenbreg. Rutherford threw against the Cougs 2 weeks ago. Went 2 2/3. No hits allowed, 5 strikeouts.
I think this was the guy with the big velo, right? High velocity, and
I think so.
Coming off of injury and was throwing in the mid-90s, so tough to do on a cold night. So second time around, these Coug hitters get to see him. So big moment here in this game, just in the 5th inning. But got the heart of the order, the hottest, the Pac-12 Player of the Week, the hottest hitter that helped you win the series in Eugene last weekend. Jacob McKeon steps in. So power on power right now.
So Rutherford rubbing up the baseball, trying to get that good feel as McKeon digs into the box. And a home run would give the Cougs a lead. Extra base hit maybe would tie this game. Matthews at first. It is 3-2. Bulldogs are up as we go to Rutherford's first pitch. And it's a check swing foul ball. Off-speed pitch. McKeon tried to get the bat out of the way, and it hit the barrel and then rolled first base side, so strike one. So McKeon's 0 for 2, a strikeout looking and swinging. 0-1 count here with Matthews a couple of steps off of first. And Rutherford's pitch, that's outside, 1-1. Breaking ball away.
So the Cougs did a really good job against the high-velocity throwers of Oregon as the series went on. It was a little tough against Rutherford when it was 35 degrees out in Spokane a couple weeks ago. But Cougs handled velocity very well this past weekend. So a good matchup here, you'd think.
1-1 McKeon comes in high, 2-1.
We've seen a steady diet of breaking balls here the first 4.5 innings. That's Jacob McKeon has swung over, and they just got Jack Smith. So nothing but off-speed so far. Let's see how they choose to attack McKeon.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch. Runner takes off, pitches away, and into the turf, in and out of the glove, no throw. On to second goes Matthews, and he's the tying runner as he takes second base. I think that's a stolen base with no throw, and so a single could tie the game.
Yeah, you loved the action by Brian Green. Maybe letting those guys run free a little bit. Some really good athleticism. He's in scoring position.
Rutherford set the 3-1. Strike. Fastball pumped in there. 3-2.
You know what the threat of a stolen base does, not just right now, but over the next couple innings. It maybe gets you a little bit more, some more fastballs, so that the catcher has a chance to throw you out at second base. So maybe this something sets up some future at bats, a couple more fastballs the Cougs have handled well.
So Matthews is off of second. 1 down. Here's the 3-2 pitch to McKeon. Gets away from the catcher, rolls to the backstop, ball 4, and the runner advances to third on the wild pitch. And the Cougs are in business here with runners on the corners and 1 down.
Yeah, they tried to go with the breaking ball there with in a 3-2 count. They've done a good job of beating up McKeon his first couple of bats with breaking balls, but missed badly there, and the result is a wild pitch and runners on the corners. Something big here with Vandenbrink already with 2 loud hits.
Matthews is at third, McKeon's at first. And Vandenbrink is 2 for 2, a double and a run scored in the second, single and a run scored in the fourth. And the pitch off the outside edge for ball number 1.
It's a good situational hitting from Justin Vandenbrink. This is something you work on every day in the batting cage. You need a runner on third, less than 1 out, or less than 2 outs. You put the ball in play, anything but up the middle.
Here comes the pitch to Vandenbrink now. There's a strike. Good looking off-speed pitch there from Rutherford. Now Zeglin's responsible for Matthews at third base. So the book is still open on Nico Zeglin. 1 down, and the Cougs have the tying run at third. We're into the 5th inning. It's 3-2 Bulldogs. Good throw to first. That forces McKeon to slide back.
What the thought is on that? They throw over a lot. Is that a chance to reset? Because they're thrown over on, I think, every guy at first base. I wonder what the idea is that. Just keeping a step closer.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Maybe just make the batter uncomfortable. The pitch, swing and a miss. I heard Mike Kincaid mention a stat to me once. I forget if it was situational, so don't hold me to it. But it was something like if you throw to first once, the batter has a decreasing percentage for a hit by X number of percent. Throw to first a second time, goes down even more. Throw to first a third time, pitches outside for ball number 2, goes down even more. Like the more you throw to first, the less likely it is the batter gets a hit.
Is that like a freeze him out?
I think it's just uncomfortable.
Anxious,
yeah, you're getting your head.
You're up there, you're sitting up there. Okay, now what's he going to throw?
Yep.
Okay, now what's he going to throw?
Just
Keep
more
changing
time
your
to
mind.
think.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Vanderbrake with runners on the corners. Strike 3 outside edge. Fastball well placed. Vanderbrake goes down looking, and now 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah, big pitch by Rutherford there. He's thrown nothing but breaking balls, a couple of really good ones there after he missed wide to McKeon. Throws a couple of beauties on the outside half. And so you can see Vanderbrake probably looking for another slider. Instead, he gets a little 94 on the outside half for called strike 3. So tough break for Vanderbrake. Nice job by Rutherford to come back with a big strikeout.
So Matthews is at third, McKeon's at first. Pitch coming here to Elijah Hainline. Is outside. They tried to frame it, did Sampiri. It's almost like, because baseball has no clock, teams sort of figured out this hack to the game.
A number of things, yeah.
To try to manipulate time in your favor because it's untimed. And that's the controversy of the pitch clock. The 1-0 is away, check swing. Yeah, he went around. So it's 1-1. So you're really timing this game that's supposed to be 27 outs, no time required. It takes care of itself.
But there's a lot of things in between pitches that you can kind of drag it out. Stall tactics a little bit.
The 1-1 pitch is lifted into center field. Back goes Apodaca toward the track. Looks up. He can't get there. 1 run scores, game is tied. Rounding third, coming home is McKeon. No throw. It's a 2 RBI double, and Washington State's in the lead.
This ball is hammered. The little guy on the field, Elijah Hainline, just struggled the first couple at bats, but he didn't miss that one. It centered up a high-velocity pitch right back in the middle, deep to center field. Short hops the elevated wall out there 400 feet away. So a loud double. He had the 2-run double in the comeback win on Sunday at Eugene, and there's a go-ahead double here in the 5th against Gonzaga. That has to feel good for the freshman from Spokane.
Really well hit ball to dead center as Montez digs in and fouls this one off the hands back to the netting. The count's 0-1. And that ball was pounded to the deepest part of the ballpark. Elijah Hainline, who was 0 for 2, has a 2 RBI double. As Montez digs in now. He's 2 for 2, couple of singles, and a run driven in. Rutherford set the 0-1 pitch. Just outside, 1-1. Good eye. Montez watches that go by. So Hainline's in scoring position. Cougs are now up 4-3. And the 1-1. This is a grounder, 1 bounce into the glove of Rutherford. Runs toward first, scoops to the bag, and that strands the runner at second. But the Cougs come back and take the lead. We go to the 6th. It's 4-3, Washington State.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Cougs have a 1-run lead over the Bulldogs after a 2 RBI double by Elijah Hainline. As we start off the 6th, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to ID themselves as affiliates. This is Cougar Baseball. Shea Kramer is due up here for the Bulldogs. Kramer, Caballas, and Samperi. That's 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup. As Cottrell is on to work his second inning of relief. In a 4-3 ball game, Cougs up by 1 run on the Bulldogs. Competitive game. Cottrell's pitch is outside for ball number 1. Hard hit, 2 RBI double, a timely extra base hit to dead center field in the bottom of the 5th. And the count's 1-0 here to Kramer as Cottrell delivers. Strike, fastball inside part, counts 1-1. Really well hit ball by Hainline, Bobby, and the Cougars have a 4-3 lead on 7 hits.
Yeah, really good right back up the middle. Number of hits right back up the middle. It's a really good approach from these Cougar hitters. It means they're centering everything up as well.
1-1 is swung on, popped up. Might pound off the roof here in a moment. And the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With the bases empty, Kramer is 0 for 1. He walked and scored back in the second. And Cottrell delivers the 1-2. That's an off-speed pitch that's high, 2-2.
Does it bother you that Butch came up and waved to me and just totally ignored you?
Oh, that was a wave. That was not directed to you. I'm sorry to tell you on the air here, Bobby, but
I'm pretty sure
Butch doesn't like you. The 2-2. Check swing, fastball, just out of the zone, went around strike 3. And Kramer goes down with a 2-2 fastball that he could not resist. And so, Cottrell has a strikeout, his second K in his relief work here, and now an inning and a third.
We're going to have a little equipment issue, changing gloves. I think Will Cresswell, a catcher behind home plate, maybe his glove ripped a little bit. So get a toss, throw that to the dugout. I'm sure the best equipment manager in the Pac-12, Nate Weber, will be all over that and have that fixed probably at the end of the inning.
No, Nate's great. Nate really is great. Butch loves Nate. Pitch to Caballas is swung on and fouled off down the right field line. And the count's 0-1. Fastball low and in there. I kid, Bobby. It's all in love. Butch loves you.
He waved at me. So
1 down here in the 6th in a 4-3 ball game. And Caballas is 0 for 2. The pitch is lifted over the head of Russell, and there's a base hit. He sliced that one into right. Good piece of hitting there by Caballas to poke that one out for his single here in the 6th with 1 down. And it will be Ezra Samperi up, the 8-hole hitter for the Bulldogs. He's 0 for 2, couple of Ks. Do you have a chance to follow the spring football game at all of you?
I listened to Michael Bumpus and Ryan Leaf.
Nice. Yeah, that was fun having those guys on there.
2 great Cougs.
Absolutely.
I've just followed the highlights on social media. That was right in the middle.
Yeah, you were a little
we
busy.
started the same time on Saturday, and it was the game we evened them up in Eugene. But it was a pretty. I'm sure it's going around social media, but their football game, their spring game, was going on right before us, so everybody was getting out at Oregon, and they had looked like a really good crowd there at Hudson Stadium.
Yeah, they did. No, it's good for the Pack. It's good for the league. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Pitch came inside to start for ball 1.
And then there was a number of people. You could see the steady stream of people once that game finished. Their spring game finished up. They came right out of Hudson Stadium. There was a lacrosse match going on down the street. You could see half the people went there. Another half came to baseball and watched the Cougs win.
That's fun. Here's the 2-0 count to Samperi. I think they very unofficially, very roughly about 40,000.
Yeah, it looked the part. It kind of looked and it sounded like it.
That's great. Caballas is at first base. 2-0 count here, 1 down to the 6th. They have a coaching change in Eugene. Pitch is swung out and missed. Samperi up top.
And a new quarterback for them as well.
Yeah, Bo Nix transferred from Auburn. Could be Ty Thompson as well. I'm missing one in their depth chart. Butterfield?
That sounds familiar, but I was thinking of, Bo Nix and Ty Thompson.
2 balls and a strike. And Cottrell comes home. Just high, 3-1. And so Caballas will hang on there at first with a 3-1 count.
I think a lot of teams, football teams in the Pac, are going to look a little bit different this year.
Arizona will, that's for sure. 3 balls and a strike. It'd be very strange to see Jaden Delora under center or the shotgun. 3 balls and a strike, 1 down in the 6th. Not sure what they're going to run. The pitch fouled off first base side. You know, their backup QB, McLeod's really good, too. He got hurt last year.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like they had a freshman early signee enrolled, and it's going to maybe surprise some people down there.
Quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Gunnar Cruz is down there.
Mm-hmm.
Plummer's still there. Played football, pretty good football last year. Here's the 3-2 from Cottrell. Strike 3 at the knees, fastball. And there's 2 down here in the 6th. Watched it go by. And now it is Johnstone, the 9-hole hitter, scheduled up, but they may pinch hit for him. He's walking back to the dugout. See what the Bulldogs do here. With 2 down and a runner on first. And they still have not brought anybody out of the dugout. They had 1 batter out of the dugout, and now another one, I believe, has walked out. Let's see what they're doing here. It looks like there will be a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. And it is Mason Marenko. With 2 down and a runner on first. See what they do defensively as well. When the time comes, Johnstone's a left fielder defensively. Marenko on the year, hitting .233, has 10 hits and 43 at-bats. He's a righty. And the throw to first puts Cabalas scampering back to the bag. 4-3 Coug lead with 2 outs here, top of the 6th.
Well, whoever wins these quarterback jobs, my money's on R.J. Stone and Brennan Jackson.
Yeah, those are good guys to bet on. A couple of all-pack defensive ends for the Cougs. Guys who are going to get tons of scouts at games. You've got, gosh, I think, is Dorian Thompson...
Yeah, he's back.
Robertson back again for UCLA?
Yeah, they were back. They showed their
DTR.
spring game or spring practice early Saturday morning. We were watching at the hotel.
Pitch to Marenko. There's a strike. So DTR's back at UCLA. That job's not in doubt. He's the guy.
I think he's in a good spot.
What are the Huskies doing? They have Penix from Indiana,
open, right?
Transferred over there.
And you got Heward back.
Heward, yeah. So we're not really sure what they're going to do. Who's the 0-1 pitch? There's a strike on the outside edge. Fastball in the zone. Counts 0-2. Where did Jada Daniels end up? Transferred away from
LSU.
Arizona. That's right. He went to LSU. That's right. How about that?
And then ASU got the Florida guy, Emery.
0-2 count here, 2 down. That's been a whole heck of a deal there down in Tempe. A lot of transfers.
I saw a couple more guys in the portal.
The pitch from Cottrell is swung on and missed. Did he catch a piece? No, strike 3. Tagged out to complete it. 3 strikeouts in the inning by Cottrell, and that strands 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-3 Cougs.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
Oh, so I should save all my money.
Yep, make room under that mattress.
Okay, no big purchases then.
But you should put 20% down on a house as soon as you can.
Hold on, you literally just said
Yeah, I know what I said.
There's a lot of questionable money advice out there. For financial knowledge that can help you reach your version of success, come to Gisa Credit Union. We can walk you through everything you need to feel confident about your finances. There's a healthier approach to money. Find it at Gisa Credit Union. Gisa is an equal opportunity lender.
We go to the bottom of the 6th now. I believe a new pitcher for the Bulldogs. No, is that Rutherford again? It is. Rutherford's back on the hill. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, due up Cresswell, Russell, and Colden. Cougs have a 4-3 lead. Who's the starting QB in Colorado, Bobby? I guess we don't know.
As long as it's not Montez, we're good.
Yeah, he's Colin's cousin. Good player. Yeah, he's not there anymore.
It was a young guy.
Gosh. I had a couple last year. So that's probably TBD. Oh, you know who we're missing is McKee, Stanford. Really good ball player.
Back, Tanner.
Pitch to Cresswell. There's a strike. Yeah, Tanner McKee, super gifted. We've missed the second biggest transfer in the pack. Caleb Williams, right? USC. From Norman, Oklahoma. 0-1 pitch here to Cresswell. Cougs have a 1-run lead. That's high, 1-1. Beavers. Who do the Beavers have as a starter? Chance Nolan, I think, right?
Right.
And I don't think Cam Rising at Utah.
Still, yeah, that's a good guy to have back.
Probably picked to win the league.
Right.
Start the year. Utah Utes, we buried the lead. Here's the 1-1. Low 2-1. Of course, we're assuming the Cam Ward narrative in terms of starting QBs is on the front end of all this.
How much fun was he to watch in person?
Oh, he looked great. I mean, Michael Bumpus and Ryan Leaf both confirmed that, guys who have played a lot of ball at the top of this level. Here's a strike. Said, yeah, that arm talent is totally real.
Like, well, that's different.
That's a quick release, and he moves really well. And I think what everybody wants to see, there are two questions that remain unanswered from a spring game like that, which you can't duplicate and don't want to duplicate. When you're really getting hit by guys like R.J. Stone, how do you react, right? Here's the 2-2 to Cresswell. Swung out and popped up foul. And when it's full speed against, Devin Lloyd, take your pick of elite draft picks over the last.
USC's going to look a little bit different defensively this year.
When you're really in those games, what happens? But in terms of talent, it's fantastic. The 2-2 is swung on and fouled back.
That's good. I'm glad that it sounded like it was a lot of fun.
No, it was great fun.
A decent crowd, really good weather. Guys played well. Everyone got to see Bernard Bell on the sideline dancing, being himself. A huge smile. That's going to be great to see when he takes when he runs out in the Giza Field for his final season. Back to number 9.
He has been flying around at practice. Pitches. Oh, it's off the elbow protector.
They're not calling back.
I think they're going to bring him back and say he leaned into it.
Oh, now they're going to say he's out.
Strike 2, and they say they're just calling him out. 2-2 count, and the elbow into it. Brian Green's out to talk to the home plate umpire, Nolan Early, about it. And he's saying, hey, what's the story here? He's at first base right now. And Brian Green's having a conversation with him about it. You can see he's not very happy about it either.
No, just kind of it's up to the umpire's discretion. So Will doesn't know what's going on. No one's...
Yeah, Cresswell is wondering why am I not...
anything. Are you going to tell him?
He's saying, I'm out? He's walking back slowly toward home plate, and they're explaining it to him. And he's going back to the dugout.
Now the argument, what took so long? That kind of it took a little bit, and then, okay, did you think you saw something? You thought you saw something? Are you going to ask for help? So a little bit of confusion there. I'm sure Will trying to talk his way on the first base, but call against the Cougs, a tough break there, but you can see either way. Will, one of those tough guys, gets on over the plate. It was a big guy hit by the pitch in the 10th inning of the comeback win on Sunday to beat the Ducks, and Will was right there in the middle of it with the hit by pitch.
1-0 comes in low to Kyle Russell, 2-0. So 1 up and 1 down here in the 6th. And Russell is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 4th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. High inside fastball there. 2 balls and a strike. And 1 down here. Bases empty in the 6th. Cougs up 4-3. In what has been an entertaining game here between the Cougs and Zags. The 2-1. Off the end of the bat, lifted foul, first base side. So the count's now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saw the replay, looked like a pretty good call against Cresswell. He leaned that elbow into that pitch. Good job by Early. And here comes the 2-2 to Russell. Fastball's popped up, playable right field. Sterling's on the jog toward the corner, makes the play. Read that well in the night sky here with 2 up and 2 down in the 6th. And it's the top of the Coug order here. Cody Colden digs in. Colden is 1 for 2. Got hit by a pitch. He singled back in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. Colden's average starting to creep up as well. He's at 233 now. So 4-3 ball game. Cougs up by a run. Colden digs into the box. And Rutherford tosses for a strike. Curveball in the zone. Counts 0-1.
Another 1,000 people here at a home game in Bailey Brayton Field. 1,200 people, 1,202 the attendance. So a really good job by the marketing folks and ticketing folks here. Good external team effort by everyone here in athletics. Everybody excited to see some Cougar baseball. Obviously the regional rival helps, but Cougar baseball, when the weather starts to turn, everybody looking for something to do and finds their way out here.
0-1 pitch is in the zone. It's a 1-1. Here comes, it's touch foul down the right field line. 2 down here in the 6th.
You were on the NIT run with the men's basketball team, but for those first couple home games, every home Pac-12 game, Oregon State and Utah, 1,000 people every game.
That's great. Support is there for Cougar baseball. Here's the 1-2 to Colden. Comebacker up the middle, base hit. Cody Colden hits a rope out to right center. And so, Cougs will try to get a little 2-out rally going here with 2 down in the 6th. For a moment, Rutherford tried to get the glove on that ball as he was bending out of the way.
And the second hit for Cody Colden. So good signs here. Another veteran. Maybe the weather starts to turn. We've said that a couple times, but it's kind of one of these veterans that's kind of grinded his way the first month and a half of the season. Now here we are in the midpoint, just past the midpoint. Maybe he's settling in a little bit. Some of those guys maybe need a little bit more extra at-bats. It's also, you're facing a tough league. The Pac-12 is loaded back up again, and you got guys like Cody Colden and Colin Montez. They're not sneaking up on anybody. They've been around the league for a while, and everyone kind of knows how to pitch them, good and bad. So, but Cody Colden with 2 hits tonight, and he'll probably get a couple more at bats. But you love to see that from your leadoff man. 2 hits for Cody Colden.
Well-established scouts on those guys, but that cuts both ways. They're veteran guys and a couple of hard-hit balls, like you said. So here's Bryce Matthews, who singled and scored back in the 5th. 2 down here, and the pitch comes in a little low for ball number 1. 1-0 count here, 2 down in the 6th inning. Cougs are up 4-3, looking for a little bit of pad with a runner on first base. And Rutherford is set. Here's the 1-0 to Matthews. Foul tipped, big cut at that one. Inside heater. And the count is 1-1. Matthews stole second. It was his second stolen base of the year. Back in the 5th inning, moved over to 3rd on a wild pitch. And then was brought home on the Elijah Hainline double. The 1-1 comes low and inside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike, 2 down in the 6th inning. Wind has picked up again a little bit. And Rutherford from the stretch. Here's the 2-1 to Matthews. Ooh, it's outside. Runner goes. Throw to second is not in time. And a stolen base for Cody Colden. His second of the year. Good throw that time from the catcher, Samperi. That was actually a bad pitch to run on. It was a fastball that really acted like a pitch out. I think it was lucky for Samperi, the catcher, that it was.
The speed of Cody Colton putting some pressure on this defense again. Man in scoring position.
Here's a 3-1 now. Big pitch. Matthews might get something to hit. High and away ball before he lost it. Rutherford was not happy with that release, and so Matthews goes to first base. The Cougs have 2 on here, and Jack Smith up into the box.
This is just kind of what you want here. If you were talking about the coaches drawing up scripts here in a midweek matchup. Now you're into the bullpen. If you're Gonzaga, you got your biggest arm up there. Maybe, but now we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach, Brandon Harmon. But if you're Washington State, you got your maybe your second hottest hitter, but your leading hitter, Jack Smith, digging in with 2 outs, 2 on here, and a chance to build on your lead.
So runner on second is Colton, runner on first is Matthews. And you've got 2 on and 2 out in a 4-3 ball game. Cougs up by 1. Four runs on 8 hits. Zags 3 runs on 4 hits. And now the meeting on the hill is broken up. And Jack Smith comes into the box. This is the heart of the Cougar lineup. And one that's been hot over the last couple of weeks. So Smith digs in with a .360 average. And a single would almost assuredly bring Colton around third. He stole second base. He's got plus speed. So 2 down and the pitch now to Smith. That comes in high. Good stab by Sampiri. And the count's 1-0.
Right here, Jack. Drive the ball. Your time.
1-0 count here. 2 on, 2 outs. Rutherford pitches. Grounded foul, third base side. Off-speed pitch away. A little bit of activity in the Zag bullpen. Nobody throwing yet, though. Maybe that's just if Rutherford gets in big trouble. He's got 2 outs here. You get the 2 first outs here for the first 2 batters in his hitting. There were 2 up and 2 down. And the 1-1 now to Smith. That's outside. Fastball misses.
Good eye, Jay. Good eye.
Counts 2-1. Two balls and a strike with 2 on and 2 out. Rutherford fires. That's outside. Oh, he went around. As Smith could not hold up, and the count is now even at 2-2.
Just going to say, Rutherford's struggling a little bit with his command, and then he snaps off a pretty breaking pitch in the outside half. I'm not sure if did he go around or did he get the call. Either way, it's a strike.
And here's the 2-2 to Smith. Off the end of the bat, it's down the first base line. A diving stop by Tyler Rando. Throws to the pitcher covering, and that strands 2. Great play by Rando for Gonzaga. We go to the 7th. It's 4-3 Cougs.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. It takes so much to raise a successful crop, from seed to nutrition, protection, and technology. There are so many choices that growers make. We are passionate about helping sort through what works and what will ultimately have an impact on the bottom line of our customers. We're invested in the communities we serve and invested in improving crop production through applied research, skill, technology, and most importantly, through dedicated people who care about farm families, the environment, local communities.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
So we go to the back third of the ball game. It's 4-3 Cougs. And Washington State strands 2, but they maintain this one-run lead with McCabe Cottrell up out of the bump. And there will be pressure pitches down the stretch here in this ball game.
Yeah, really big moment, that last inning. And a nice defensive play by Gonzaga, diving down the first base line to get that snag. And Rutherford does a good job not relaxing on the play. Gets over to cover first base to beat Jack Smith. That ball gets down the line. That's 2 runs for sure, and it's a 3-run Cougar lead. But nice play by Gonzaga to end the threat. Good hard hit by Jack Smith going the other way with that hard fastball. Gonzaga made a better play.
Top of the order here for the Bulldogs. Apodaca into the box, and he sprays this one foul down the left field line. And so Cottrell is on to work. I believe his 3rd inning of relief. Yeah. 4 Ks through 2. Scattered around a couple of hits. 1 run allowed so far. That was his solo homer. And here's the 0-1 to Apodaca. Inside 0 hit him. Fastball came in and plunks Apodaca. He turned away from it, and it touched him in the shoulder. And so, there's a base runner on to start the 7th, and Xavier Pinales comes into the box. He's 0 for 3.
It'll be interesting to see how Gonzaga head coach Mark Magtoff and the Zags play this one. Your leadoff man is on. He has stolen 7 bases, and you have Pinales on there. Doesn't have the threat of the long ball. Maybe today is now the wind is picked up, but he has 12 stolen bases, so good speed here at the top 2 hitters of the order for the Gonzaga.
Cottrell comes set. You've got runner on first in Apodaca. And Cottrell's pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Underneath it is Montez. Got a good read on it off the bat. Holds the glove up, shields his eyes from the lights, and makes the play. So there's one out here in the 7th as Apodaca hangs on there at first base. And now it is Rando into the box, and this is where Cottrell got in trouble in the 5th. Rando hit the homer in the right center. So now you've got Kalber warming up in the pen. You're in the 7th, up by 1, and here comes Anthony Claggett. And maybe Kalber comes on to work here to Rando and McGee, who have really good power for the Bulldogs. And touched up Cottrell before. No call yet. Kalber has thrown a lot. Now they do make the call. All right, so pitching change break here. Probably Kalber. We'll take a break and confirm it next. It's 4-3 Cougs with a runner on first.
Get game day ready at Rosars. Rosars is a proud sponsor of WSU Athletics and your headquarters for keeping snacks stocked up for game time. You'll find the largest craft beer selection, local and imported wines, and all the makings for your favorite cocktails. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite deli snacks, pizza, rotisserie chickens, and ribs. Don't just watch the game, experience it with your favorite game time foods. Get game day ready at Rosars.
Did you disagree with that call the ref just made? Maybe it's time you had your eyes checked. Rolling Hills Eye Care provides comprehensive eye and vision exams for the entire family at both their Pullman and Colfax locations. Visit them at rollinghillseyecare.com and schedule your appointment today. That's rollinghillseyecare.com.
New pitcher for the Cougs is Caden Kalber. And this is his 22nd appearance. 4.85 ERA. 26 innings, 22 Ks, and Kalber is at 22 hits allowed. So, Bobby, he's been the setup man, right? He sets up Grillo, and that's probably the formula here with a 1-run lead over the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they've been kind of alternating a little bit, but yeah, I think that's part of the plan. Let's set it up for Kalber to eat up a couple innings here and then hand it over to Chase Grillo to close it out. But Caden Kalber appeared all 4 games last week. The midweek win, Wednesday win at Seattle U, and then all 3 games at Oregon. First 2 appearances at Oregon a little rough, but then he closed it out in a big way, retired all 3 hitters he faced in the 10th on Sunday to clinch the series at number 10 Oregon. So the big fella's been eating up some innings, big-time situations. Here he is again.
What you really want, if you're Calber, is to roll Rando over into a quick double play here to end the inning. That's the goal. That's how he'll approach this at bat. And then you deal with McGee in the 8th with the bases empty. He'd lead things off. And Calber will come on here with 1 out. And Apodaca at first. Now, Apodaca is really fast. And he has 7 stolen bases in 10 attempts this year. So that's going to make it harder to double him up. If you do get a ground ball, you've got to get rid of that baseball.
And also creates the opportunity of the threat of a stolen base. Calber, tall, 6'7", lanky, and a little side armor, so it takes a little bit for him to get it going, to get it up to the plate. But you get maybe the best arm on the Cougar roster, and Will Cresswell behind home plate. Threw out an Oregon runner at second base to end the 9th inning on Sunday, and showing it off a little bit tonight. So big opportunity here. A lot of things going on in the works. And most important thing we need is strike one.
Cougs have played their best baseball against their best competition this year. They won in Tucson. They just won the series in Eugene. Now up against a highly ranked Gonzaga squad. The pitch to Rando. There's a strike and a beauty of a slider all the way across the zone for strike number 1. Rando is 1 for 2, solo homer in the 5th. Walked in the 3rd. Heck of a shot in the 5th, too. He really hit that baseball. And off first is Apodaca. So it's an 0-1 count here, 1 down. Calber's set from the stretch. 6'7", the pitch. Just foul-tipped. Might have fooled Rando a little bit there. Fastball. Kind of got back on his back heel there on that swing, and the count's 0-2. Right, we've talked about 0-2 approaches here. Now you probably don't go right at him, because you'd love for him to go after something to ground out maybe, or you just don't want to make a mistake up 0-2 against Rando.
A chance to throw one of those sweeping sliders that goes a couple inches off the plate. It's nearly unhittable.
Hainline's guarding the line at 3rd. 1 down, the 0-2. Ground ball left side of the infield. Diving stab by Hainline, but the runners are all safe. Good job by Hainline to get the ball in the glove. That was a slide at first base by Rando. And Apodaca is safe at second base. Hainline never made a throw. Did well just to get there. Mentioned before that pitch, he was guarding the line at 30. Covered a ton of ground to get to that ball in the hole. And no chance to turn it into a double play or even get the lead runner. So, got to be careful here now. The cleanup hitter, Cade McGee, into the box.
And we're at that point in the game, these later innings, where you start to guard against the no doubles. So Elijah playing on the line at third base had to go a long ways just to knock that down, but he does. So keeps the first runners at second. He can't go first to third on that play.
1 down, the pitch to McGee. Inside, just off the plate. Counts 1-0. McGee turned away from that. That pitch was pretty close to the zone. And the count's 1-0. Apodaca's on second. Rando's on first. Cougs up 4-3. 1 down here in the 7th. Into the back third of a tight ball game here. Calber, first base side of the hill, eyes the runner. And the 1-0. Strike at 89 miles an hour. Velo's up from last year, isn't it, Bob?
Right, and we even saw maybe a 92, 93 this weekend in Eugene. The weather was a lot warmer there, but surprising to see. But Caden Calvert done a good job in the weight room. Long, tall frame that he slowly added some weight. Did a good job in the summer.
Here's the 1-1 now from the big guy with 1 down, the pitch. Lifted into center field, a little bit of a blooper. Russell runs back, it drops down. Tying run, rounds third and comes home. No throw, and this game's tied at 4. So a bloop RBI single for Cade McGee. That was off the hands. And Apodaca, with plus speed, comes around to score from second. Game tied at 4.
That's probably some of the frustrating part about this game. You make a nice pitch by Caden Calvert, drops down a little 3/4, a little two-seam, so the ball runs, cuts back in a little bit to a right-handed hitter, gets in on the hands, but he muscles it out. Just over the reach of Carl Russell in second base. So nice pitch by Calvert. Just maybe the aluminum bat argument there in pro ball. That's a two-hopper to Carl Russell at second base for a double play. But Gonzaga ties things up.
Sterling into the box now. The pitch is a strike on the outside edge. That closes the book on Cottrell. The run was charged to Cottrell. That's his second. We'll get you the final numbers on Cottrell. So now Calber's responsible for both runners on. There are 2. Rando's on second. And McGee's on first. 0-1 pitch coming here to Sterling. In now a tie game. Kalber takes his time and deals away. Fastball misses for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, 1 down in the 7th. Rando's in scoring position. McGee's in first. On first. Sterling walked twice and flew out to left earlier on in this ball game. The 1-1. That's outside, 2-1. Slider away. There is a righty warming in the Coug pen. Just as a guess, I bet you'd be Grillo, based on the pattern of previous tight games. Rando's on second, McGee's on first. 2 balls and a strike here. And Kalber comes set, takes his time. The 2-1. Just foul tip, fooled him on the inside slider. And the count's 2-2. We are into the 7th. Bulldogs have tied it up and are threatening here as we work through the heart of the order. On now a chilly night here on the Palouse. Wind continuing to blow out toward right. Kalber eyes the runner. The 2-2. Slider low, 3-2.
Really good pitch, but even better take to see that breaking ball down. There's so many people, hitters over the weekend in Oregon swung over that, but nice pitch by Kalber with 2 strikes, but even better take by Gonzaga to run the count full.
So a 3-ball, 2-strike count here, 1 down, runners on first and second. Kalber's really taking his time. And the 3-2. Strike 3, inside corner. Fastball called as Sterling watches it go by. And there's the second out of the 7th. As Gonzaga brings up Shea Kramer and a chance to get out of this thing here.
Yeah, nice job by Kalber coming right back. Couldn't get the sweeping slider to land, but delivers a fastball in the inner half. Nice, great location. Locks up Gonzaga with a pitch on the inside half for strike 3.
Kramer comes in 0 for 2 with a walk, a couple of strikeouts. The pitch is a foul tip back to the backstop. Big swing there on the breaking ball, and the count's 0-1. Clear, crisp night here in Pullman. Two runners on here for the Bulldogs. Colden deep in the hole at short, the 0-1. Strike 2, slider at the knees. And Kalber's ahead 0-2 now on Kramer. Boy, would he love to strand 2 here in the 7th, get to the stretch, tied at 4. Oh, 2 count here, 2 down, 2 on. Kalber deals. That bounces into the turf. Good stop by Cresswell, first base side. Keeps that ball in front of him and keeps the runners at their stations. That's a great play by Cresswell. That ball bounced about a foot first base side by design. He had an 0-2 count, and Cresswell slid over in time. So now 1 ball, 2 strike count. And he steps off the hill. Kalber manages the game differently than the other pitchers we've seen.
Yeah, you can tell there's some veteran presence to him. A little bit calm and looking around. And if I don't like the sign, I'm going to step off, fake the pitch clock, and start over.
Comes set now. The 1-2. Away, check swing, and he held up. Slider off the outside edge. Another good stop by Cresswell. So the count's now even at 2-2, and now maybe you come back toward the zone if you're Kalber. Kramer's hitting .259 this year. Kalber onto the mound with 1 second to spare on the pitch clock. Comes set. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Puts him down, the second K of the outing for Calber. Strands 2. We stretch. It's all tied at 4 here on the Palouse.
Start enjoying your maintenance-free lifestyle today with Choices. Bishop Place Senior Living has many options to explore depending on the level of care you need. Bishop Place has a wide range of activities, social events, and fitness options depending on your interests. We also have housekeeping and dining service. Less worry, less chores, more life, and more choices. Visit us on the web at bishopplace.net or call to schedule your tour today. We can't wait to see you.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Big weekend for him.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs is a lefty, and it is Bradley Mullen. And so Mullen's out. Mullen started the game 2 weeks ago in Spokane, went 4 1/3 and did not allow a run. And I think Mullen's story 2 weeks ago, we'll see how he's doing now tonight, was that he actually was coming off injury. They were kind of working him back in to the bullpen rotation and just the pitching rotation in general. And he was sharp against the Cougs in Spokane. He allowed 3 hits over 4 1/3. So he comes on here in a tie game, all tied at 4.
Man, what's interesting about this matchup is the big, tall left-hander is coming in to face, is scheduled to face 3 right-handed hitters, and McKeon, Vandenbrink, and Hainline to here in the 7th inning. So. And one of them is, Vandenbrink already doubled off the center field wall. Hainline doubled his last at-bat to center field. And Jacob McKeon hit 3 home runs over the weekend. So some interesting matchup here, and you would think it's favorable for Washington State. But Gonzaga sent him out there with a plan. So we'll see if McKeon can greet him with the big swing.
This is Mullen's 9th appearance. 5.82 ERA, 21 2/3, not a lot of strikeouts at 11, 13 walks, 33 hits allowed in 21 2/3 with a 5.82 ERA. So he's pitching to contact.
No one's up and going, so maybe this is his role now? We'll see.
A midweek back end of the ball game guy. It's a tie game. They may want him out there for the 3 innings and just see what happens.
Right. Maybe this has been their guy down the stretch.
So Mullen's on the hill here, and McKeon's into the box. Pitch to him. There's a strike. Off-speed pitch. McKeon thought it might have been a little low. And it's an 0-1 count. McKeon walked and scored back in the 5th. And Mullen, full windup, the 0-1. Swing and a miss was behind that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count's 0-2. He might hide the ball well.
Right.
McKeon was way behind it.
A little bit different, herky-jerky action, not very smooth from the left-hander. And then he already showed the first pitch changeup. So that's what he's on here to do, is just throw this changeup against his power right-handers.
The 0-2. Fastball comes in high, 1-2.
Yeah, that may be a show-me 2-strike pitch. Throw it a fastball up in the zone, change your eye level. Now we'll see if he comes back with this changeup. Hopefully Jacob's sitting on it.
Started him with the change. Fastball since. Bases empty, leadoff man here in the 7th. The 1-2. That's away. Good eye, and there's the changeup. And the count's 2-2.
Well, that's going to be the plan here against these right-handed hitters, is this changeup. That's always tough. That's a big difference in the Pac-12. You're facing, instead of guys with 2 pitches, it's 3+ pitches, and one of them's usually the changeup. So this is what Mullen's on here to do.
Here's the 2-2 to McKeon. Lifted into right center field. It's slicing right and overran the ball. Hits his glove, and Sterling has that ball rolled to the wall. Rounding first and going to seconds, McKeon. He wheels toward third. Head first slide. Throw is not in time, and McKeon is safe. It's an E9, and McKeon advances to third. That ball was blown by the wind way right. Sterling overruns it. McKeon safe, and the leadoff man's on at third. That ball was hit to right center and sliced all the way to the right field wall.
And we can still see the flags blowing really hard out there in right field. Well, that ball was hammered, so it took off on him. But, yeah, he had a beat on it, just missed it. Goes off his glove, and so a huge mistake by Gonzaga puts the go-ahead run at third, and here comes Justin Vandenbrake already with a hard couple hits.
Hit him right in the glove, and he was running into the ball as he had to leap up at the last moment, hit his glove, and popped off. Ball one on the first pitch outside to Vandenbrake, who's 2 for 3 tonight, double and a single and 2 runs scored. And the Cougs have a chance to take the lead here. The 1-0 swing and a miss. So a big wave at that changeup there that looked fat up at the top of the zone. And you're right, he's doing everything he can to set up that changeup. And the count's 1-1.
And the infield's coming in. I think you mentioned that before. So infield's in, so needs something in the air here. Anything on the ground. So late that part in the game where every run counts.
The 1-1 sliced foul. Watch out. There's a rocket into the stands. Counts 1-2.
So you're
look at the wind, the way it's whipping in right. I mean, it's almost circular a little bit. The way that ball was slicing out to right.
You can see them moving around. It's not just a consistent wind. They're moving around every couple seconds here.
That was an adventure for Sterling. Went Washington State's way. That's a hard ball to field. Here comes the 1-2. Usually you see that during the day. We don't get a lot of that at night. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Did he catch a piece? Caught anyway. Yeah, and that's a good job by Sampieri to hang on to that ball. So Vandenbrake goes down on strikes, and now it is Elijah Hainline who doubled in 2 runs back in the 5th.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Vandenbrake against a guy with a plus changeup. So it threw a couple nasty ones there, and then kind of set him up with a fastball, and got Vandy to chase a little bit up in the zone, a little bit behind. But that's what a good changeup does. It makes the fastball look even quicker.
Bulldog infield is in. 1 down, runner on third is McKeon. Pitch to Hainline. Bounces into Sampieri. Good stop. Third base side of the dish. Counts 1-0. Hainline bruised a baseball to center field back in the 5th. Doubled and drove in 2. Average is up to 255 now. That was his 28th hit of the year. The pitch. Off the end of the bat, there's a base hit to right and an RBI for Hainline. It's tossed in from right by Sterling. Wide turn at first, and Hainline gets back to the bag. An RBI go-ahead single for Hainline. Cougs lead the Bulldogs 5-4.
What a beautiful piece of hitting by the freshman from Meade High School. And gets a little hug from, I'm sure, his connection to Gonzaga, a number of these Gonzaga players. But that one means a little bit more.
A lot of family lineage for Hainline with the Bulldogs, too. He's had 2 family members play for Gonzaga, maybe more. And Hainline's at first base with Montez into the box. And here comes the pitch. Strike on the outside edge. Good pitch there. The change up the first pitch to Montez is a change.
Nice piece of hitting by Hainline, though, going all hit it where it was pitched. I think a little off speed away and poked it that way, and it gives the Cougs a lead. So I'm sure that one feels a little bit special for the Spokane native.
Yeah, 0-1 pitch coming here to Montez with 1 down and fouled off third base side. Fastball inside edge. Counts 0-2. So Hainline at first has driven in 3 runs tonight. And he's given the Cougs a 5-4 lead. 9th hit of the ballgame there for Elijah Hainline. Montez digs in. 0-2 count, 1 down in the 7th. McKeon scored from third. The pitch grounded left side of the infield into the dive of Caballas at short. Throws to second for 1. No turn to first. So they get the lead runner out. And there's the second out of the 7th. So Montez heads over to first base on a fielder's choice. And a good stop by Caballas. And a flip over to second to Pinales at second base. And here is Will Cresswell, who's caught a really good game. And he has 1 driven in tonight as well. 2 down here in the 7th with Montez plus speed off first base. Cresswell hasn't played a ton this year. He has 6 hits, small sample size, pitches a high chopper now, right side of the infield, over the first baseman's head and over the glove of the second baseman as it trickles out to right. Rounding second and heading to third is Montez. That ball was spiked off the turf and rolled deep out into right field as it went over the first baseman's glove. Rando couldn't get it. Second baseman Pinales couldn't get it. And the Cougs have runners on the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Cresswell. They hit it where it was pitched, and he just kind of hit it into the ground the other way. And on the turf here, a little bit cooler night, so maybe the turf's a little bit harder, but the high chopper, and it kind of spun once they hit the turf the next time and bounced into right field, allowed Hayline to race around to third. So nice job by Cresswell, putting the ball in play, put some pressure on that defense.
So a stark contrast to 2 weeks ago when Mullen went 4 1/3. He's pushed off the mound as we take a pitching change break with runners on the corners and 2 down in the 7th. New arm for the Bulldogs next.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. We view our role as that of a partner. What we earn here, we invest here, just as we have for more than 130 years.
McGregor's gives back to the community. When my oldest son was in grade school, McGregor's even sponsored his AU basketball, supporting FFA, all that stuff. So it's not just that they're in the chemical business, they are in the community business.
The McGregor Company, dedicated people who care.
I'm Jeff Anderson. Dad started doing business with McGregor Company for 40 years. We've been with them ever since.
Yeah. What does this mean?
Right. All right, we've got a new pitcher here for the Bulldogs, and it is Alec Gomez, and he is a righty. So, Cougs have runners on the corners and a new pitcher on for Gonzaga. Is Alec Gomez righty? Let's get you his numbers on the year. Gomez has thrown infrequently. This is his 8th appearance. 12 innings, 9 Ks, 3 walks, 8 hits. That's not a ton. 3.00 ERA, record of 0-1, so 1 decision's gone against him. Gomez will throw to Russell as scheduled if Russell does bat. It looks like he will. And it'll be Russell with Montez at third and Cresswell at first. Cougs stranded a runner on third, and that was actually Montez back in the 4th. And, Bobby, they'd love Pat here. That would be a big deal in this game. It's 5-4, tight game. I'll tell you what, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to ID themselves as affiliates as Gomez warms up here. All right, so Gomez is on the hill, and we are about to get into some pressure pitches here with 2 outs. And Montez at third and Cresswell at first. Here's Russell into the box. Russell had the clutch hits in Tucson a couple of weekends ago. And now he digs in as Gomez comes set. First pitch to Russell. Strike on the outside edge. Slow breaking curve. About knee high to Russell. So the Cougs have 5 runs on 10 hits. Capitalized on an E9 at the top of this inning. And Russell's back into the box with an 0-1 count. Gomez is set and deals. That's away. And the count's 1-1. Tried to get him again with that breaking ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Bulldogs tie the game in the top half. Cougs come right back. Actually, there hasn't been an inning in this ballgame where the Bulldogs have scored and the Cougs haven't. The 1-1 swung on and lined into left, hit well. Underneath it is Johnstone, and he makes the squeeze. And so that strands 2. 1-run scores. Cougs go ahead 5-4. We go to the 8th. It's a 1-run ballgame. Washington State's in the lead.
Did you disagree with that call the ref just made? Maybe it's time you had your eyes checked. Rolling Hills Eye Care provides comprehensive eye and vision exams for the entire family at both their Pullman and Colfax locations. Visit them at rollinghillseyecare.com and schedule your appointment today. That's rollinghillseyecare.com.
Get game day ready at Rosars. Rosars is a proud sponsor of WSU Athletics and your headquarters for keeping snacks stocked up for game time. You'll find the largest craft beer selection, local and imported wines, and all the makings for your favorite cocktails. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite deli snacks, pizza, rotisserie chickens, and ribs. Don't just watch the game, experience it with your favorite game time foods. Get game day ready at Rosars.
So here's Caden Kalber on to work the 8th, and he'll throw as scheduled as 7, 8, and 9 in the Bulldog batting order, but we may have another pinch hitter in the 9 spot. We'll see if Marenko hits. He pinch hit in the 6th as Cabalas comes on here in the 8th, and Kalber's still working for the Cougs. 5-4, Washington State leads. As we get into the 8th inning, Cougs up on the 11th-ranked Bulldogs. And Kalber's thrown 17 pitches. Got a couple of key strikeouts, stranded 2 Bulldogs in the 7th. And so Cabalas digs in now, and he's 1 for 3. Had a single back in the 6th. And Kalber deals strike 1. Slider on the outside edge, and the count's 0-1. Now, that might be his best pitch. That slider to righties. Breaks away. Really hard pitch to hit. Looks like a ball, and then it slices right across the knees. And here's the 0-1. This is swung on and fouled off. Fastball there. That one's chopped third base side. And so the count's 0-2. Base is empty here. Hainline guarding the line at third. He's deep. Heels near the outfield green. Colden's on the outfield turf at short. Here's the 0-2 to Cabalas. Leadoff man in the 8th. Swung on and grounded right to Colden. 2 chops, 2 hops. Colden gloves, throws a little low, and it's snagged by McKeon for 1 up and 1 down. Good job by Colden.
Yeah, kind of a sneaky, tough play there. Not hit very hard, and 3 or 4 hopper. Keeps slowing down. And Cody had to come a long ways playing back, because you don't want to give up anything up the middle. Cody comes a long way, gets rid of it quickly, and the stretch from the big man at first base, 6'5", Jacob McKeon. Big stretch, big first out.
So here is Sampiri now, the catcher. He's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. And Kalber's pitch, strike, slider, inside edge, this time to the righty. I think we will have a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. Looks like it's Dylan Johnson, who came on defensively in left. And I think he's going to hit here in the 9-hole spot. We'll see if they walk him out there. The 0-1 from Kalber. Off the end of the bat, a comebacker over the glove, sliding stop by Russell. Throws to first a little late. Russell lightning fast from his station at second. Did well just to get there. That ball was already in the outfield. And he came streaking over behind the bag. Throw was a little late, and there's a single for Sampiri. And now I think it's Dylan Johnson. Yeah. And it will be Johnson batting. And this is only his 7th at bat all year. He has 2 hits. And only his 5th game played. So Johnson's in the box here in the 8th. He's a lefty. And Sampiri's there at first base with 1 down. 5-4 lead here for the Cougs. Kalber is trying to shut this thing down, get to the bottom of the 8th with that 1-run advantage. And the pitch. Grounded right side of the infield, could be two. Russell bobbles the ball, does not go to second, throws to first for the sure thing, and gets the out. Runner advances in a scoring position. That was a hot shot. Russell got in front of it, heading toward the first base bag, bobbled it for a moment, and then just sidearmed for the sure thing.
Yeah, off the bat, you'd think Taylor made double play, but I think it just kept going to his left, taking him further and further away from second base, and kind of a little in-between hop kind of came up on him, so didn't field it clean, and he's a little frustrated right now. It's maybe a play we've seen him make before, but also a good job by him to get to a sure out at first base for big second out.
Here's Apodaca now. First base is open. 2 outs. Calber pitches. Strike. Late breaking slider. Looks like it's out of the zone, and then it comes right in. The last moment there, it's an 0-1 count. Really good pitch.
And a really good hitter in here, so a really big matchup right now at the top of the lineup, and a little pest that's been getting good swings all evening.
Single and a double, and he was plunked last time up. He's been on base 3 times. Here's the 0-1. Tried to get him again with that backdoor slider. Couldn't get it across. And the count's 1-1. Apodaca's really fast, and he has a .306 average. Samperi's at second base, catcher for the Bulldogs. Cougs have a 5-4 lead. 2 outs here in the 8th. Calber's set, first base side of the rubber. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. There's 3 straight sliders to Apodaca, and he's out in front of that one there. Counts 1-2. Haven't seen the fastball yet in this at-bat. He's been putting it in around 88, 89 miles an hour.
Let's see what he does. Does he lock him up with that fastball middle in, or does he stay away? A little breaker on the outside half, let Cresswell knock it down.
The 1-2, Calber steps off. We'll re-rack this one. This is fun baseball here. This game means a lot for the Cougs. Back and forth game. 1-run, tight one here in the 8th. The 1-2 for Calber. Off the end of the bat, lifted foul, might be playable, and just arcs onto the Washington State dugout.
Come on, Wind.
Yeah. Wind didn't quite persuade that one into play.
Elijah would have climbed the dugout, climbed the railing, and climbed a light pole to try to get that one.
1-2 strike count here. Top of the Bulldog order. You don't want to get to the rest of this lineup until the 9th. And that'll be really pressure moments. This is a 5-4 ball game. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. Might have been a changeup there from Calber.
Yeah, tried a little something different. Missed wide. So what does he come back with? Does he have the confidence, command to lock him up on the inside with a fastball we've seen against a couple left-handed hitters, or does he stay with that breaking pitch? It's been really effective so far.
Here's the 2-2 now. Runner on second. 2 outs. 1-run game, the pitch. Swung on and fouled off again down the left field line. He went slider. And Apodaca couldn't do much with it other than spoil it. If you're Calber, you do have room to work. It's a 2-2 count. Samperi's at second base. Looks like he stepped off the rubber for a moment. Almost to think about how he wants to do it. Now he's taking the sign. Apodaca digs in. Here's the 2-2 from Calber. Slider misses low and in. So he came back with the slider low and in. And the count is full 3-2. Good take by Apodaca there. Samperi off of second. 1-run ball game here on the Palouse. Cougs and Zags. Calber's set. Here's the 3-2 with 2 outs. Is lined over the glove of Russell. He had it right in the webbing, and it tipped out to right. Rounding third and scoring is Samperi. And Apodaca hit that ball on a line. Russell was trying to line it up at second base, leapt up, hit the tip of his mitt, and then went out to right field. And it's all tied at 5.
Yeah, tough play, but nice piece of hitting by the Gonzaga leadoff hitter, Apodaca. That's his third hit of the game. Been a pest all evening long. He was a couple weeks ago, up in Spokane, and the leadoff hitter for the 11th ranked team in the country, doing his job. Been on base and causing problems.
So Apodaca's off of first base now, and here is Pinales, the 2-hole hitter for the Bulldogs. He's 0 for 4. And Calver's pitch is bunted. Well, there's a strike. Didn't get a piece of it. So the count's 0-1. Boy, Russell had it all lined up, too. He was waiting on it.
Right, and his body language after the fact kind of looked, very frustrated with himself. Probably a play that he makes 9 times out of 10.
It's not an easy play, but a makeable play for a guy with a plus glove like that. Mm-hmm. And here's the 0-1 now to Pinales. Throw to first. Almost a frustration throw from Calver. He put a little extra juice on that.
It's a 94 to first base. McKeon didn't do it. Relax. But tough play by Russell. You're battling the wind. The wind is picked up again. A hard hit ball. And it's one of those plays just out of the reach.
It was a well-hit ball by Apodaca. Russell backed up. Another throw to first. Watch out now. Ball almost got away from McKeon. Pinales into the box with an 0-1 count. 2 down. This is where max effort throws to first. You can put those as pitches on the arm, on the pitch count. 0-1 count here, 2 down, and now Calver's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. There's that slider. And Pinales is over the top of that. Apodaca's like a throwback leadoff man. In this era of high on-base percentage, high slugging percentage leadoff guys, he's not. He's high on-base percentage, but he's speedy.
It's like, he doesn't homer. Well, he's on base 3 times.
Right.
He scored 3 times.
Sets the table.
Drove in the tying run. Yeah.
Good player. 0-2 count here, 2 down in the 8th. And Calver's eyeing the signs. Now he's ready to go. Here's the 0-2. Calver tosses. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not on the appeal to third. Home plate umpire Nolan Early looked down at third and almost thinking that Michael Goebel was going to punch him out. There was a lot of intent with that one. 1 ball, 2 strike count here. 2 down in the 8th. All tied at 5. Well, Cougs have come back every other inning and scored when the Zags did. The 1-2 swung on and fouled off first base side. 2 runs in the second for the Bulldogs. Cougs come back and get 1. Cougs tied it up in the 4th, and then the Zags played 1 in the 5th. Cougs come back with 2. 1 in the 7th, 1 more in the 7th for the Cougs. Now 1 here in the 8th. Calver's trying to get to the bottom half. And the 1-2 with 2 down. That's outside. Off-speed pitch misses away. And the count's 2-2. Really made Calver work. He's thrown 32 pitches now. So Apodaca's off of first. And the 2-2. Slider away, misses, fills it up, 3-2. You really want to put something across here. You do not want to deal with Rando and McGee here in the 8th inning. And Pinales knows it, too. Off of first is Apodaca. And the 3-2. Off the end of the bat, just staying alive, is Pinales. So a 3-ball, 2 strike count here, 2 down in the 8th. Apodaca off of first. Just drove in the tying run with a single. The 3-2. Lined into Russell's glove, and this time he hangs on. And that retires the side and strands one. We go to the bottom of the 8th, all tied at 5.
If a buried natural gas pipeline is leaking outside your home, you may see dead vegetation, hear a hissing noise, or smell it. Because Avista adds a rotten egg scent that's easily detectable. If so, get far away and call 911 and Avista. And if you ever smell a natural gas leak indoors, get everyone outside fast. Don't flip light switches, use a cell phone, or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe, like a neighbor's house, then call 911 and Avista. We just want you to be safe.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
We go to the 8th inning here, all tied at 5. Alec Gomez is on to work here, and the Bulldogs score one in the top half to make it a 5-5 game. 5 runs on 10 hits for the Cougs, 5 runs on 8 hits for the Bulldogs. Top of the order here for Washington State. Colden, Matthews, and Smith scheduled up. Gomez is the 5th arm used by the Bulldogs here tonight. And here's Colden into the box. A couple of singles. He's been on base 3 times. Got hit by a pitch back in the first. And will we see some more late inning heroics for Washington State? We've seen a lot of that over the last few weeks.
Right, you can be a little disappointed in them and Gonzaga tying it up in the top of the 8th, but now you look at it, and here's the top of the lineup for Cougars coming up again.
Gomez winds and deals. Strike, a breaking ball outside edge. A 12-6 curve there for Gomez.
We haven't seen anything out to right field yet with that Bailey Brayton Field breeze. I think now's a good time.
This will be a time for it. Did have a line drive slicer by McKeon there, but not up. The 0-1 is swung on and touched foul, I believe, by Colden. Just caught a piece. Counts 0-2. You're right. We really haven't seen either team get one up into the...
That's a sign of good pitching by both teams. A bullpen day, a lot of arms getting a lot of use this time of year, and both sides have executed. So well played game.
Gomez winds and deals the 0-2. That's off the outside edge. Off speed pitch 1 and 2. Colden's got 29 hits, great speed. Matthews will try to pull one over the right field wall. That would give the Cougs the lead. He's on deck. And here's the 1-2 from Gomez. This is touched foul, third base side. Gomez throws a lot of breaking stuff. And that one was low and in that time. Close pitch, Colden stays alive. It's Gomez with a righty warming for the Bulldogs, a sidewinder of the bullpen. And the 1-2. He lays off a high fastball there, 2-2. Fastball coming in at 83. So Gomez is really just bending it in. Colden digs back in. I bet you we've seen Calber for the final out. And here's the 2-2 to Cody. That's high. Fastball misses. 85 that time. Knew that one was too high on the release. Gomez was kind of frustrated when he received that baseball. So 3-ball, 2-strike count here. And the pitch with the bases empty. Ball 4. Off-speed pitch misses away. And Colden, who had the game-winning walk in Eugene, walks to lead things off here in the 8th, and he'd be the go-ahead run.
And a little turn and a little yell towards the Cougar dugout to get everybody going a little bit. So get some energy, get some noise going. And Bailey Brayton Field faithful have hung around for this one. The temperature drops a little bit, but leadoff man is on for the Cougs, and here comes some power.
Bryce Matthews into the box. 5 homers on the year. A couple of steps off of first for Colden. The go-ahead run is on the base paths. And Gomez deals outside. Off-speed pitch misses way outside, and the count's 1-0. There's been a righty warming in the Cougar pen. I suspect it's Grillo, and he's already heated up. He's not throwing anymore.
He throws every day, so
right.
I think the work of Michael Newstrom plan is working for Chase Grillo.
Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Matthews. Big cut, foul tip into the mitt, and Matthews was a couple millimeters off of his 6th homer. I mean, he was swinging for the fences.
Takes a couple steps out of the box and walking that one off a little bit. That one, I thought he had something right there. Just missed it.
1 ball, 1 strike here. Colden's off the first base bag. Gomez is set. Tosses to first. Colden slides back. Colden did steal a bag back in the 6th. And so he is absolutely a threat to steal. Nobody outs here. He's the go-ahead run. The 1-1 pitch coming to Matthews. Grounded hard, tapped down to the bag at first for the first out. Throw to second, not in time. And Colden beats the tag at second base. Close play, bang, bang play. Hard hit ball to first. Gave him a lot of time to throw to second. And that ball was rolling directly on top of the bag, where Rando gloved it and was, I think, sitting on the first base bag. Right. Popped up and threw to second. The shortstop, Cabales, was just a little late with that tag.
And that's the speed of Cody Colden. Put some pressure on that defense for a second. I saw the throw, the angle of the throw going to the ground. I was hoping maybe something skips off into the outfield or off Cody Colden. But a nice pick by Cabales at shortstop at the bag to ensure the ball. They're going to put on Jack Smith.
They're going to intentionally walk Smith, but I think that the catcher, Samperi, didn't have time granted and just ran over to the mound. So something was going to go on there, but they've intentionally walked Jack Smith.
Which is great for me, for sports information-wise. Jack Smith, now with that intentional walk, has extended his on-base streak to 23 games.
That's
so
good. I'm glad.
Now we can win the game.
That serves multiple purposes then for the Cougs. That's good.
Right.
As the infield converges. And that'll do it. We'll have a pitching change here. That'll do it for Gomez. Washington State has runners on first and second with 1 down here in the 8th. And the reigning Pac Offensive Player of the Week due up next. Righty comes out of the pen for Gonzaga. We step aside.
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores. Fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs with their spacious rooms, complimentary hot breakfast, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit hiexpress.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Stay smart, stay Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Coug owned and Coug managed.
Brody Jesse is the new arm for the Bulldogs. This is his 12th appearance. This is interesting. It's his 12th appearance, but he's thrown 26 innings. So he's usually on there for multiple innings. A lot of Ks, 35 Ks, 13 walks, 28 hits. So he's challenging the strike zone. He's in the strike zone a lot. He has 5 decisions in only 11 appearances. 3 wins and 2 losses. With a 5.19 ERA. So tie ball game, they bring on the righty Brody Jesse. And their closer is Spellacy. I don't know if we're going to see him tonight. But maybe if we are deeper in this ball game, dare I say. And this is Jesse now with runners on first and second. So Colden's at second base, Smith's at first, and they have walked Smith for the right to face the reigning Pac Offensive Player of the Week, and Jacob McKeon. McKeon is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk and 2 runs scored.
Yeah, interesting strategy here. Maybe they didn't like what they've seen from. They didn't like this matchup against Jack Smith, who's punched it through the right side for the last 5 years. Maybe they're going to fill up the breaking pitches to Jacob McKeon.
So Colden's on second, plus speed. Smith at first. The pitch to McKeon. Swung on in line to right. There's a base hit. Will they send him at third? They do. The throw is cut off. The turn home is off target. He's safe. Ball gets away toward the Coug dugout. Runners advance. Washington State takes a 1-run lead. It's an RBI single on the first pitch. Jacob McKeon goes the opposite way.
Like a first pitch fastball, maybe even a little sinker. It had some movement on it, but the Pac-12 Player of the Week delivers. Thank you very much. Let's put 2 guys on, and he hammers one into right field. The speed of Cody Colden. David Bellamy filling in at third base. Coach waving them all the way. Good pressure, forces the miscue, and the Cougs take the lead.
Jack Smith's at third, McKeon's at second. Cougs up 6-5. They've scored in every inning the Bulldogs have. And the pitch swung on and missed, breaking ball away. Washington State's answered every run by Gonzaga. The count's 0-1 here as Vanderbrake is 2 for 4 tonight with a single and a double. And the Cougs are up 6-5. 6 runs on 11 hits for Washington State. So this is Jesse comes set. The 0-1. Check swing, but he went around. And the count's 0-2. Off-speed pitch away. With 1 down, and the Cougs can add some pad here. With Smith on third base and McKeon on second, Grillo, the former Bulldog, has a chance maybe to get a save against his former squad. If he does come out for the ninth. It was Kalber who still was on the hill, walking off in the 8th. The 0-2. Strike 3, breaking ball. A 3-pitch strikeout. Vanderbrake goes down looking. And that's the second out here in the 8th. And so here's Elijah Hainline now. He has been the hero of the night offensively. It's been Hainline and McKeon. Hainline has 3 runs driven in. McKeon with the timely hit in the top of this inning. Or I should say in the start of this inning. And so here's Hainline in the box with 2 down and 2 on. And the pitch here from Jesse is outside. Breaking ball away, 1-0. Smith's at third. He was intentionally walked. And then McKeon with the clutch RBI single, the go-ahead single to right. One-0 count here. The pitch to Hainline. Showed bunt for a moment, pulled it back, and it's a strike. Infield was deep. Maybe he thought he could bunt his way on for a single. Maybe Jack Smith would have come home, but Smith's got that ankle. It's a tough play for Smith. That's why he's DHing tonight. The 1-1. Check swing away, didn't go around on the appeal to first. Skip told me that part of why Smith is DHing is because he turned his ankle on the third base bag. We talked about that earlier in the broadcast. Came back on, got a couple of key hits in Eugene. Tough kid. He's there at third, the 2-1. Outside, good stop. Backhand stab by Sampieri, saved a run. And the count's 3-1. It's a really good defensive play. First base side by Sampieri, the catcher. So 3 balls and a strike here, 2 down in the 8th. Cougs up 6-5. In what has been a long but back and forth entertaining game. And here's Jesse on the hill, the 3-1 to Hainline. Check swing went around for strike 2. Fastball, easy motion for Jesse at 95 miles an hour. And the count is full 3-2. First base is open. Hainline digs back in. Single would be some stress-reducing pad for Washington State. The 3-2. Grounded up the middle. It's scooped up by the shortstop, Cabalas. He throws to first. A little bit of a stretch up the right field side. Cleats on the bag in time. So we go to the ninth. It is 6-5. Cougs come back, get the run they need. With a 1-run lead, we head to the ninth.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
Pressure pitches here for Caden Kalber on to work another inning of relief, his third inning of work. He's gone 39 pitches and will throw here with a 1-run lead in the ninth, 3 outs to win the game. And Caden Kalber's on to throw here to 3, 4, and 5 in the Bulldog lineup. Rando, McGee, and Sterling. Fun baseball here tonight. And Rando comes in now. He homered back in the 5th. And so here's Kalber now. His season-high pitches is 48 against Wichita State. This is his second most thrown this year right now. The pitch, there's a strike on the outside edge, and there's 40. And a fastball on the outside part to Rando. So this is potentially the most work he's had all year in one outing as we work through the ninth here. Rando into the box. And the 0-1. Strike two. Well-placed heater on the outside edge. A lot of movement at 88, and the count's 0-2. Rando tonight homered back in the 5th. He singled in the 7th. He's 2 for 3. Walked back in the 3rd. Kalber is set. The 0-2. Grounded right side of the infield. Here's a couple of hops to Russell. He gloves, he pats and tosses. 1 up and 1 down. And that's what Kalber's been trying to do when he had those double play opportunities. That's exactly what he wanted to do against Rando. And well done that time. And here's Cade McGee into the box now. He's singled back in the 7th. He's 1 for 4. 6-5 lead here. Cougs up 1. 2 outs away. Kalber comes set first base side. And he deals. Just misses low and away. Fastball. And the count's 1-0. We saw slider primarily last inning. Now it's been all heaters from Kalber. 1-0 count here to McGee. Kalber tosses. Here's the slider high and away. That didn't quite snap off right. The count's 2-0. Sterling is on deck. And here's the 2-0 now to McGee from Kalber. There's a strike. Fastball on the outside part, and he's in the at-bat here. 2 balls and a strike. McGee singled back in the 7th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Base is empty. 1-run game. High chopper left side of the infield. Charging in is Hainline. He barehands it and doesn't make the throw. Smart by Hainline, as he really didn't have a chance. McGee with a very slow chopper. Third base side, and that's an infield single. And they'll pinch run for McGee with Sam Kenton. And let's see some of the numbers on Canton. This is only his 8th game played this year. He has no stolen bases on the year. So a pinch runner. And now Grayson Sterling digs into the box. McKeon's holding the runner on first base. 1-run game. Canton is the runner. And the pitch here to Grayson Sterling is chopped left side of the infield. It's Colden backhanding it. No throw could be made. That ball pulled him out towards shallow left. And back-to-back infield singles here for the Bulldogs. And they have not hit Calber hard. They've just kind of pushed it around the infield here. And so it's Sterling at first base, and now Shea Kramer into the box. So Sam Kenton is the tying run at second in a 6-5 ball game. We are into the 9th with 1 down. And Anthony Claggett will come out and talk to Calber, the pitching coach for the Cougs, as the infield converges. He's almost thrown 50 pitches. Velocity's been okay. His location's been all right. He hasn't been hit hard, but there might be an arm worm for the Cougs. Just in case. See if they use it. Still talking to the big guy. No call to the pen yet. In a 6-5 ball game. And they're going to leave him out there. And Anthony Claggett just talked to him about some strategy, was satisfied with what he said. And so you've got Canton at second and Sterling at first. And here's Shea Kramer coming into the box. He's 0 for 3 with a walk, 3 Ks tonight. 1 down here, top of the 9th. Canton's on second, Sterling's on first. Just a couple of touchy infield singles. And Calber deals. Ground ball left side of the infield, could be 2. On to second for 1, turn to first. Not in time. They say Kramer beat him down the line. So Canton goes over to third. And Kramer's on at first base. Legged it out on the fielder's choice. And so it is a 6-4 put out at second. And now it's Caballas into the batter's box with 2 down and runners on the corners. Very close play at first. Fairly slow roller to short. Colden did well to get it to Russell at second, but it gave Kramer enough time to beat it down the line. Maybe McKeon's cleat was just off the bag at first on the throw, but it was very, very close. Here is Caballas now into the box. He's 1 for 4 with 2 outs. The pitch. A little bit low for ball number 1. Fastball misses. Tying runs at third. Sam Kenton, the pinch runner, is at third base for the Bulldogs. It's a 6-5 ball game. Cougs up by 1. 2 outs here, top of the 9th. Calber is set, a 1-0 count. The pitch to Caballas with runners on the corners. There's a strike. That's the slider outside edge. And this is now the most work that Calber has had in a single game this year. 1-1 count here to Cabales. 2 down, runners on the corners. In a 6-5 ball game, Cougs up 1. 1 out away. The 1-1. Swung on, popped up foul. Now 1 strike away as that one arcs first base side. 1 ball, 2 strike count here. 2 outs, 2 on. Fans to their feet here at Bailey Brayton. To their feet with the chairs up into the air down the first base side. Galbert comes set with a 1-2 count. 2 outs in a 1-run game. He deals. Swung on and line to left. Vandebreek's underneath it. He makes the squeeze and the Cougs win the game. Calvert stays on for 50-plus pitches, and Washington State beats Gonzaga 6-5 and a gritty win. They come back every single time the Bulldogs score to match or eclipse the total, and the Cougars return the favor from up in Spokane and even this season series at 1 with Gonzaga and win the game 6-5.
What a game, what a ball game. Offense, defense, big-time pitching. It's a veteran step up. Pac-12 Player of the Week, Jacob McKeon delivers the go-ahead RBI single in the 8th, and the veteran, Caden Calvert, closed it out on Sunday, closed out the series win against number 10 Oregon, comes back with earns the win against number 11 Gonzaga. What a game. What a fun 7 days for the Cougs.
How about that? Cougs are hot. I think it's official. They are now 17-22 overall. They'll move up further in the ratings percentage index with a big home win over the 11th ranked team in the country. And the Cougars beat the Bulldogs 6-5 here at Bailey Brayton Field. Will we get a chance to talk to Skip maybe down in the dugout?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll take a break as postgame fires up next. Team will meet down the left field line, and Washington State wins it 6-5 over Gonzaga.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar Baseball and is a proud supporter of